Ugh. They said they didn't surpass Transform, therefore Transform remains the GOAT. Transform was never the GOAT, okay? Relax yourselves. That shit was never the GOAT. It was never the GOAT. They gave Riders low scores because they didn't know how to play it, okay? Riders was always the blueprint. That shit was the blueprint, it was Graduation, it was Illmatic, it was Thriller, okay? Transform was never the GOAT, okay? Even All Stars Racing was better because at least I could hear Jason's voice. I just pissed off the chat. I don't give a fuck. Let me sell my website. What am I missing? My life. One sec. Yo! The Future donated $5. Thank you so much for the support. Good to see you, friends. Glad to catch a stream. Thank you so much for showing up. We are here to discuss our Lord and Savior. What else are we here to discuss? Obviously. Even your GOAT didn't hit the green. What, Riders? Back when Riders came out, no one cared about Metacritic anyway. Back then, all they cared about was IGN and GameSpot. If you didn't get good scores there, it didn't even matter. No one cared about Metacritic. It was only until like the 2010s that people really started caring about Metacritic. You know, if IGN gave it a good score, the game was basically good back then. That was how it was treated. They were like, gosh. Now, they're just one of many on Metacritic. IGN can give a mid score to a game and then everyone else gives it a good score and it's like, oh well. But 82 is a good score, okay? I know some people wanted it to beat Mario Kart. Listen, it wasn't gonna beat Mario Kart. Let's be real, okay? Now maybe, if Sega hadn't pulled a Nintendo and raised the price, maybe it would have beat Mario Kart. Okay? Because let's face it, Crossworlds is very solid. Nintendo jacked up their prices because they knew people would pay, and they still got an 86. Because it's Nintendo, it's Mario Kart. But if Sega had been like, you know what? Let's charge way less, but the same game, the same content, then people would have been like, reviews would have been like, okay, but maybe it's not completely better, but it's so much more value for money, and then they hack their way to a higher score. I don't know. But Sega was like, fuck that, we want the bread. Nintendo getting the bread, we want the bread too. We're gonna raise our prices too. If Nintendo can do it, we can do it, right? Sega does what Nintendo do first. So, they raise their prices too. People are gonna pay it because it's Sonic. But that means they sacrificed a few Metacritic points. But clearly they had enough points to spare because they're still on 82. Okay? It's all the PS2 version, no other versions have been played. Wait, Switch 2's got 1. Oh, Switch 2 got 95. Wait, the Switch 2 version's not even ready yet. That means it's basically the Switch 1 version, which runs at 30 FPS. 95 for 30 FPS? Man, that's crazy. Marshall143 donated $2 and said, I'll never understand people who prefer college dropout over graduation. Wait, hold on one sec, okay? College dropout is my second favorite. Graduation is first, but it's close. New workout plan weighs down college dropout, but and a million fucking skits, which I don't hate the skits, but it just quells the checklist. But they are close, okay? It's not far. It's not far. I wouldn't be mad at someone for preferring college dropout over graduation. Late registration is clearly third though. Like it's not competing for top 2. It's not competing for top 2 in the trilogy at all. I mean, it's still S tier. It's the trilogy, but yeah. What was I talking about? Oh yeah, Nintendo got cocky, jacked out their prices. Sega could have had a higher score if they didn't jack out their prices, but they did. It is what it is, okay? They jacked their shit up, they still got an 82. They're winning. But at least they get to the song. I'm sorry for deviating from our path. We're here to praise our Lord and Savior. I said this multiple times before. I don't know if I said it on the channel. Maybe I only said it to people on Discord, so I forgot. I don't care if it's controversial. This is the best thing they put out since Mania. And I stand on that. This is the best thing they put out since Mania. Now when the game comes out, we'll know for sure. But based on what I played, what I've seen, obviously aside from the soundtrack, let's be real. But like in terms of from a gameplay perspective, it's the best thing they put out since Mania. Name me one game they put out that was better, you can't. Name me one game that's gonna get more hours than this since Mania, you can't. Sorry. People saying Shadow Gens. Shadow Gens didn't even release on its own. It was a little side game that was bundled with a better game. And what did they do to that better game? Basically nothing. They just left it the same. No updated frame rate. You know, left it this. Well, okay, they butchered the story. It wasn't the greatest story ever, but they went in and they redid it. You know, because that's what we needed. Like, the actual starting generations portion was not much of an upgrade. So if we're talking about that as a pack, which it came out as a pack, I don't think it's a pack that was better. Shadow Gens had some fun levels, but like, I don't think I'm gonna be sinking 100+ hours into Shadow Generations. I'm just saying. I put hours into Sonic Generations. Even mods aside, I put hours into Sonic Generations. Like, Uncle side-eyeing the shit from a jump, now calling the best since Mania. Well, you have to remember, Yibi, that the best since Mania is not that crazy because we've been getting a lot of mid, right? Like, what was the first thing that came out after Mania? It was Forces. And then there was like a 5-year gap. And then it was Frontiers. And then there was Colors Ultimate, but come on. A mid remaster of mid, like, that was never gonna compete. Shadow Gens was the most solid thing they put out since Mania, up until that point. Frontiers was the biggest thing they put out since Mania. Shadow Gens was the most polished thing they put out since Mania. And this is just the one that's gonna get the most hours. This thing right here is gonna get the most hours. It has online that works. It's got 200cc Mario Kart. It's got Silver. It's got Zazz. It's got tons of tracks. It's got support, DLC. Like, is this not gonna get more hours than Shadow Gens? And as far as I've seen, Shadow Gens has not got the level of modding support that Sonic Gens had when it came out. I think I saw one really cool stage for that. I need to try it out. But yeah, like, Shadow Gens, since Mania, Shadow Gens would be second. Frontiers would be third. This will be first. That's just how it is. And honestly, if it wasn't for Mania, this game would probably be the best thing since Generations. Like, let's be real. If it wasn't for Mania, like, what the fuck else came out after Generations? It's been slim pickings for a while. Okay. Dream Team, very solid game, but definitely held back by the fact that it has to be a fucking tablet game. It's held back by the fact that it's a tablet game. I want to see that team get a proper budget and something that's not designed for a fucking tablet. That's all I'm saying. But they have the potential, but they need more than a baby tablet game with touch controls and all that bullshit. You know, limited to work on a tablet. Someone said Team Sonic Racing. Time forgot Runners. Runners don't even exist anymore. But I am nostalgic for Runners, I'll give you that. Check the gameplay vids, Supersonic Speed is fast as fuck. I mean, I got a bunch of reviews open. GameSpot's got one, Gaming Bolt's got one, Game Informer, Combo Infinito en español. Noisy Pixel,
Mario
Traxian, It's not Mario, it's Mario.
Mario Kart.
Mario.
Sonic Race.
Games Radar got one. Push Square got one. What the fuck is this? Did Tails trying to get it early? Did Tails trying to get the game early? Or is this from the demo? Is this from the demo or did they get the game early? I don't know. Donation? Oh. Gabe the Bugs? I don't know if I'm saying that right. Donated $5. Thanks so much for the support. Got a grind for uni, but hope you're doing well, fam. Thank you so much for the support. Uni. Those are the good old days. That was a while ago, but they were good days. Bunking off, doing coursework last minute. It was fun. So this is from the actual game. Okay. So this is the supersonic speed. Alright. What do you want to see first? You want to see the reviews? Or you want to see the supersonic speed? Because, yeah. Everyone's saying supersonic speed. Alright. Alright, cool. Man, I wanted to see that as well, so for once we're on the same page. Ugh. Hopefully they play properly. I have faith in them that they won't play like IGN. Alright, that's enough skills for today. After this one. Let me see that menu quickly, hold on. Alright, normal speed, high speed, and then you got mirror sonic speed. Mirror is not a speed, it's a reflection. I don't know what, I mean, obviously Sega's just copying Nintendo, I get it. But I don't know why Nintendo in the first place limited mirror to a specific CC. I guess it made sense when 150 was the highest, so mirror was also 150. But like when they added 200, why is mirror still 150? At least at that point, either you make mirror 200 so it goes with the highest speed, or you make mirror independent of the CC. But then to have mirror still be 150, when the whole point of mirror is to confuse people, which means it should just be mixed with the highest speed anyway. I don't know. Pumpkin donated $2 and said, alright, so we just got some huge... Alright, the intro. I haven't done that in a long time. Drifting in the air activates ring cyclone, which will draw in nearby rings. I didn't actually know that. Sega was so happy to reuse the assets for this track. They were like, oh, I know where we can get some tracks from. I know. I ain't even mad, but I ain't mad at you.
Kid, but you're Eggman's kid. I don't trust you, and I won't go easy on you either.
Maybe just a kid.
Your opinion of me is irrelevant. I will win, and you will lose.
Oh, that knucklehead.
It's a simple fact.
Said your opinion of me is irrelevant.
You're a simpleton.
Ooh, simpleton. Sage. You doing that to the homie? You couldn't say that shit to Black Knuckles though. Black Knuckles would have pulled out the belt. You can't be talking to Black Knuckles like that. White Knuckles, maybe. Call me a simpleton. Boy, if you don't. Yeah, no one's playing at 150cc, okay? Leave 150 for the reviewers. No one in my chat gonna be playing at anything under 200, right, chat? You're not how you're playing, right? You know what they should have made a track? You know what they should have made a track? You know that fucking... You know that Frontiers boss gauntlet thing? Where you had to do all of it in one go? Otherwise you have to start from the beginning? Remember that 90-second, no, that 2-minute section in Ares Island where you gotta run on the red platform before the boss, before the Titan? They should have made that a track. That annoying fucking 2 minutes of just running waiting for that boss to start. That should have been a track. I just realized we're in colors. Already more 3D than colors, look at that. Crazy. Oh yeah, hold on. Quick detour. Hold on. We gotta talk about this because it's important. Okay? You can change the background music of your races to your favorite Sonic tracks in the jukebox. Mix and match tracks from all albums to build your favorite playlist. Collaboration songs featuring Hatsune Miku will also be included. Hold on. It gets better than what you think it gets better. Hold on. Look at this shit. Look at this shit. Wait for it. You can set it per lap. Okay? Because remember, the Crossworld lap is different. And the final lap, they have the worst music on lap 3. That shit was horrible. You can set it per lap. Bradley, if you want to watch the video, then watch the original, okay? This is a reaction. You can set the music per lap, okay? Literally. So, mods could just come in and just switch out the music if they don't have enough selection of songs. I don't know what selection is going to look like, but either way, this is a godsend, okay? This was sent from Silver the Hedgehog himself, okay? So, very important that they put this in there because they know that the shit was mid. They know the OST was mid. Everyone's been talking about it. The only things we talked about when we played the game was the OST mid, and well, when we played the closed beta, we said the power-up's too overpowered. That's all the things they heard. Plus the regular shit like the current voice cards, but they don't care about that. They don't give a fuck. But yeah, basically, yeah, really good news.
Excellent performance.
They confirmed Chaos Island was in the game, right? Because I want to be clear, Chaos Island was visually the best looking. Well, okay, Ares Island was the best looking. Okay, Ares Island had the best music. Chaos Island might have been the best visually. Ares Island was the best overall island. Chronos had some of the best music too.
Acceptable output.
Chaos Island isn't in this? Are you sure?
Maximum output.
Chaos doesn't have better music than Ares. Are you serious, Bradley? Relax. Get them ears checked out, okay? That's Shadow Gems. I could have sworn that Chaos Island was in here. Maybe it's DLC. We know they're gonna reuse them assets.
I performed perfectly.
Damn. Knuckles didn't even get to top 2. Alright, let's take a look at a review and then we'll come back to this. Okay, let's see. Is IGN review? I didn't even see if IGN's review is up. Let me check if IGN.
Here's a recap of what's going on.
IGN shit better be up. All these fucking showcases. I ain't heard of these events. So many game events now, you can't even keep up. Oh, Skate's got gameplay. Overview trailer of Galaxy 1. Is that new? Oh, I need to watch that. Yeah. IGN posts a lot. But I don't see the Sonic. Alright, I guess we'll watch GameSpot then.
Died in the wool Nintendo kid, Mario has always been the yardstick by which I measure competitors. When Sonic the Hedgehog broke out on the Sega Genesis,
Oh, here comes the history lesson.
couldn't help it
Bingo card until we hear the blue blur.
compare it to Mario's platforming to measure the similarities and differences. So, I have to admit that it's difficult to approach an arcade kart racer like Sonic Racing Crossworlds without Mario Kart in the back of my head.
We know!
Especially since that series just had a new entry this summer.
Is this like a team? What mode is this? Taps? What is this? It's like a team thing? There's like 4 people on the side of the HUD? What is this?
But it's the contrast that really makes Crossworlds stand out in some positive ways. Whereas Nintendo's latest racer excelled due to its simplicity, Crossworlds offers a massive wealth of options and customization to help
That was in the festival? Oh yeah, I didn't play that festival.
find and craft your own style. There is a lot going on, and it can be overwhelming, but ultimately, the
Overwhelming
level
for
of
Mario
depth
fans.
rewards experimentation.
thought this was the Lost World level for a sec. You know them Lost World, where you go into the inside pipes and shit?
From the start, Sonic Racing Crossworlds offers 3 main offline modes, 2 of which need little introduction. Grand Prix and Time Trials are your tried and true staples, and there's the more inventive Race Park. More
Is that battle mode or what?
Grand Prix is where most players will start, with a suite of 7 Grand Prix to master. These are listed as 3 races apiece, but each one also consists of a 4th grand finale race that remixes parts of the 3 prior tracks. And that's where Crossworlds gets its unique twist, as well as its name. Seemingly inspired by the Sonic the Hedgehog movies, in which rings act as portals to other planets.
Really? The ring portals was inspired by the movies? Look at these filthy casuals. You were mentioning the Genesis, and now all of a sudden ring portals was from the movies first? Okay.
The tracks in Sonic Racing Crossworlds are not just straightforward point A to point B affairs. Instead, you'll regularly cross a threshold through a giant ring into a new world. The race leader chooses a destination.
I told you the movies provide this franchise, because now they got people thinking that the portals came from the movies now. I mean, look, the movies did good for the franchise. It did so much positive PR. There was a time where you couldn't even Google Knuckles without seeing Ugandan Knuckles. It was so fucking annoying. And then Sonic Movie 2 came out and gave us the best portrayal of Knuckles in years. And then guess what? Now you can type in Knuckles without seeing Ugandan Knuckles.
Known option or another random select.
We were ruined by memes. Like, you would Google Sonic and you'd see Sonic. Like, it was a mess. Like, they had to do cleanup.
You hop into another world to visit for a little while.
I still can't believe they picked that hit wall from
Lost
Lost World.
You were in.
Of all the
It's
tracks.
a neat trick and has the effect of making races feel unpredictable. You can't really sleepwalk your way through a track after memorizing every curve and bank, because before you know it, you'll be warped to a tight turn Candyland, a bouncy mushroom forest, or an airborne stunt show. As you progress through the races, you'll certainly come to learn the general outlines of all the worlds you might warp to, but never knowing which one is coming feels exciting and dynamic. On a base PlayStation 5 at least, the world-changing effect is fuzzy and looks visually rough, but the impact it has on
What do you
races,
mean it
the
looks rough?
world-changing
What are you
effect
talking about? Where's the
exciting
roughness?
and dynamic. On a base PlayStation 5 at least, the world-changing effect is fuzzy and looks visually rough, but the impact it has
Bro
on
was expecting
races
this to be
makes up
Ratchet and
for it.
Clank.
Adding to the variety is the transforming vehicles aspect, borrowing from Sonic All-Stars Racing Transformed. You'll regularly swap between car, boat, and plane forms, and they've been tweaked to make them feel noticeably different from one another. Car mode operates as you'd expect, as
Isn't this Chaos Island? Am I tripping? What area is this?
the traditional kart racer with boosts and drifts. You can also do stunts when your car catches air, and the more you do, the bigger a boost you'll get once you land. Plane mode gives you full
It's original? I thought it was Chaos Island.
vertical control,
Looked like
and
Chaos
often
Island to
those
me.
segments encourage you to pull off acrobatic stunts by crossing scattered boost rings. Boat mode trades the car's drift functionality for a
Is it one of those, it's new, but it's kind of like, you know, like the way Emerald Hill is new to Green Hill in that sense? Like, yeah, it's new. Like, okay.
jump, letting you leap out of the water to reach power-ups or boosts that are hovering in midair. This might have been the hardest for me to wrap my head around, since you need to charge to the highest level to reach the best rewards. And it
Charge!
requires some
Take
foresight
this!
instead of the typical arcade racer instincts. But it felt that much more
to play that
rewarding
game.
when I would hit it just right. To me, the core racing mechanics themselves felt fairly awkward at first. Not knowing the tracks, I would frequently run into walls, and Crossworlds punishes you with severe slowdown for doing so. It didn't feel great bouncing along the edges of a tight curve as the other racers passed by.
Bouncing along the
and
edges
I
of a
couldn't
tight
get
curve
the
didn't
standard
feel
carts to
great?
cooperate with my
I don't know about
drift
that.
style of hugging turns. Once you're bumping along a wall, it feels hard to course correct. That problem was largely solved once I started leaning more towards racers and vehicles with a high handling rating, though. So it
Bradley,
really
don't
came
twist
down
my
to finding
words.
a style that worked for me. The vehicles are also visually distinct, so being in a high boost hoverboard is easily recognizable versus a hulking monster truck from a power character, or a zippy sports car from one of the speed types. On top of the
Zippy.
racer and vehicle types, both of which are classified by speed, acceleration, power, handling, and boost, there are tons of ways you can tweak both your ride and your racing style. Every
What
base
is that?
vehicle-
Hold on, what
there
is
are-
that? Why is there a logo next to the numbers here on the speed and acceleration? What is that like some kind of stat booster thing? What is that?
There are tons of ways you can tweak both your ride and your racing style. Every base vehicle you unlock can be customized with parts you purchase with tickets, which change its stats in mostly lateral ways. A little more handling, a little less boost, for example, along with paint jobs and decals as cosmetic options. New parts cost quite a bit, so the game economy is obviously meant to sustain long-term play if you want to collect all the parts and options. The other major customization options are your gadgets, which are determined by your gear plate. Your plate upgrades as you complete more races, unlocking more slots, up to 6 slots in all. Gadgets can give you a particular item at the start of the race, help you charge your drift dash
The
more
paddy wagon
quickly,
was there. I
or
didn't even see
prevent
that.
slipping on ice. There are tons of options, but in my tinkering, I didn't find anything particularly overpowered, especially since some more powerful gadgets take up to 2 or 3 slots. But the whole system is remarkably flexible, and I was able to consistently build toward my own playstyle and experiment with new ideas. Upgrading your gear plate marks most of your progression at first, after which your reward is more gadgets. This being an arcade kart racer, there are loads of items to use during a race, and they're not always self-explanatory.
We
I
know.
still don't know if I fully grasp which chow item has which effect, but items
magnet
are
is still
by far
ridiculous.
the weakest element of the racing mechanics overall, since there are just too many items that feel like they have almost no counter. The game helpfully prompts you if you happen to be carrying one of the items that can stop an almost unblockable attack. But otherwise, when you see a ring hovering over your head, something is about to come out of it, and it's going to be bad news for you.
Well, I mean, that's the same as the blooper. You can't stop that unless you got like a mushroom, so.
That can make races feel frustrating, especially when you crash out inches from the finish line. To put it in Mario Kart terms, Sonic Racing Crossworlds has an overabundance of blue shells. Race Park, the second
Well,
main
those are the Boom Boo is the blue shell.
offline mode,
Is that the fucking? Is that the metal, like the metal Sonic team thing from the 2-player and Sonic Heroes when they become one color?
is recommended for couch co-op or competitive multiplayer.
Let me see this. Let me see. You got triple team ring, triple team tap, double team dash, extreme match, custom match, quick match, double team shit.
And
rock.
pits teams against each other with specialized objectives. One might
Win against Team Sonic 3 times.
challenge you to use the most offensive items against
Use super items or win against the rival team. Okay.
opponents, while another will reward you with bonus points
The team with the highest tap count.
for using the most.
So you're playing
crucial
tag your
paths.
rip?
You still get points for your rank in the race as usual, but these bonus objectives can make a big difference. When you rack up enough wins against a rival team, you get rewarded by
So this can be played online, right? Just making sure, like this isn't some local bullshit.
unlocking their vehicle. The rival element is also threaded throughout the Grand Prix races, as you'll be randomly assigned by a rival at the start of each set of races. You can choose to upgrade to a tougher rival for a harder challenge, and beating your rival gives you progress toward a meta goal with a reward that only gets revealed after you've completed all the Grand Prix.
Yeah, I swear, if I win one of these things and I get a Wisp trophy, I'm throwing the game away. Okay, if I don't get a fucking Child trophy, or even an Eggman trophy, don't give me a fucking Wisp trophy.
Races. The rival is also generally your toughest competitor, so while you're racing against 11 others, beating your rival usually means you'll usually win the race too. This has the impact of making it feel a bit too one-on-one, but it also leads to some funny interactions. At one point when my
What was
rival
that animation?
one-on-one, but it also leads to some funny interactions.
Oh, do you see
A
that?
bit too one-on-one, but it also leads to some funny interactions. At one point when my rival was Cream the Rabbit, passing her would lead to an adorable voice prompt asking, "Please let me catch up." Meanwhile,
Bitch,
the course
stay
design
behind
itself
there.
is top-notch. There's
No
a ton of
sympathy.
visual variety, thanks in part to the courses exploring a variety
No
of
sympathy for
segments
no
of
ragged,
worlds.
no rabbits.
And the swapping
Porky
between vehicle
Pig.
modes means you always have to stay on your toes. The main courses seem mostly, if not entirely, inspired by Sonic games, spanning from the retro to the recent Sonic Frontiers.
The
inspired
retro?
by Sonic games, spanning
Isn't this from Shadow the Hedgehog? They calling that retro now? Damn, that's crazy.
from the retro to the recent Sonic Frontiers. The Cross-World mechanic lets you play tourist to other Sega locales, and those act as fun surprises. Suddenly, you're
It's not 20 years yet. It's still 19 and some months, okay? Relax.
an afterburner. Or, wait, is that a Columns reference? Even after you've seen all, you're an afterburner.
What is a column? What are you talking about?
Or,
Column.
wait, is that a Columns reference?
This is a fucking Lost World reference.
Even after you've seen all of the tracks, it's fun to play.
06 gonna be retro in a year, and they'll still be bringing it up in every fucking review.
Spot the homage.
Truly iconic.
Online play works well enough and will likely be the mode that grants the game the most longevity. You can tweak your customized ride and gear while you wait for a match, and then players vote on a track. You progress up ladder and
me see
gear
that.
while you wait for a match, and then
White Space, Pumpkin Mansion. Pumpkin Mansion? Is that the hero? That's the Heroes one, right? I saw that on Twitter. It was looking pretty fire.
players vote on a track. You progress up letter grades for matchmaking and can join the lobby with friends to stick together. Other than that, though, it's fairly no frills. There's no option to match into a set of Grand Prix races or turn on optional bonus objectives like in Race Park. It works.
No bonus objectives for online? Ugh. So we can't do like a no item mode?
But there's certainly room to grow and add more variety in the online environment. Altogether, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a solid package. The single-player modes, meta goals like collecting gear and vehicle parts, and wealth of customization options to experiment with different playstyles make it easy to recommend for players who like their kart racing with a little more mechanical complexity. Even with slightly underwhelming online offerings, it's easy to see how Sonic Racing Crossworlds has plenty of road ahead of it.
That's the best you can do, GameSpot? 7? What did GameSpot give to Mario Kart World? Let me see. A 9. Come 2 points lower? Not even an 8? GameSpot? Do better. Okay? The fuck? I didn't even drop a review. Alright, who's next? Gaming Bolt. The most complete Sonic racer to date. See what they gonna say.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a high-octane comeback for a series that's long stuck in Mario Kart's slipstream. By plucking
Can you stop with this stuck in Mario Kart slipstream bullshit, okay? It wasn't stuck in anything, okay? I mean, obviously Mario Kart was better, but it's just a lame way of saying that you like Mario, basically.
best of the Blue Blur's karting
IGN review did drop. Well, it's not on their YouTube, so I don't see a video. Yeah, I don't see a video on their channel. I mean, I'm sure they've got a text review, but I'm talking about the video review.
past, ditching the deadweight and layering in fresh ideas such as travel rings and gadgets, Sonic Team has delivered its most inventive racer yet.
Can I just say something like, I'm glad Metal Sonic is here, but I feel like we need to start giving Neo Metal Sonic his own, like, slot. Like, if Mario Kart can have fucking Mario, and then Metal Mario, and then Gold Mario, and then Baby Mario, and then Leaf fucking Mario, we can have Neo Metal Sonic, okay? That's the GOAT. We need him.
Whether or not it dethrones Mario Kart is irrelevant. Crossworlds is undoubtedly Sonic's greatest racing game, and his best outing since Sonic's Mania.
Thank you. I said it. It's the best thing since Mania. I said it first. You know, like Ray J, I hit it first. I said it first, but nonetheless, it's true.
No mistake, Mario Kart will always be the benchmark against which other racers are judged. Nintendo's karting formula works, and from the first Turbo Boost, there's
We get it with the first paragraph. You got a glazed Mario Kart, but can we speed it up a little bit, please?
Crossworlds is emulating that formula. E-Stadium, the opening event, is a stand-in for Mario Kart Stadium. The second course, Rainbow Garden, recalls Moo Moo Meadows. Colorful Mall wears the shopping center inspiration of Mario Kart Wii.
We get it! Mario Kart is the blue
polished vinyl floor. The majority of Crossworlds tracks do celebrate locations of past Sonic games, but at surface level. With karting's customary item boxes, boost pads, and mid-air kart flips, Sonic Racing Crossworlds appears a Mario Kart reskin. To combat this perception,
I can't stand that they're playing at the low speeds though, but Radical Highway looks good.
Sonic Team are leaning into its mascot's trademark speed.
I hope they have the original Radical Highway music in the jukebox, because that remix I heard was not yet. Okay.
And over-the-top flair, creating a racer that feels faster, flashier, and more unpredictable than any pedal Mario has ever put to metal. Once quicker racing classes are unlocked, Crossworlds
This has
comes
gotta
into
be
its
like
own.
50cc.
Tracks whip past in kaleidoscopic color that washes through the eyes and vision's smudging motion blur, whilst looping tarmac conjures the same stomach-churning sensation.
I don't like when the reviews sound like they're reading a script. Like, just talk, okay? Like, you can still have, like, points, but, like, it sounds like you're just reading. Like, it sounds like you wrote a fucking descriptive, like, essay. Like, just talk about the game. What are these words?
Tracks whip past in kaleidoscopic color that washes through the eyes and vision's smudging motion blur.
Dude, you think you're J.K. Rowling? Like, you're not writing a novel. Like, get to the fucking shit.
Whilst looping tarmac conjures the same stomach-churning sensations.
Listen to that. What is this nigga doing?
Tracks whip past quicker.
This guy feels like he's describing a fucking character in a book.
Racing classes are unlocked, Crossworlds comes into its own. Tracks whip past in kaleidoscopic color that washes through the eyes and vision's smudging motion blur, whilst looping tarmac conjures the same stomach-churning sensations as Wipeout's ridiculous Mach speeds.
God damn!
Sonic's trademark speed is a thrilling presence, but Crossworld's new rival system takes that blistering pace and weaponizes it. Before any event, the game chooses.
It's like that episode of Friends. I know some of you don't even care about that old shit, but it's that episode when Joey got a thesaurus, you know, with the full-size aortic pumps when he said they had big heart. It's okay, it's old.
A rival to benchmark my performance against, ensuring every race becomes a high-stakes duel that
See the way they couldn't go
benchmark my
off-road? He's got that
performance
setting on where you
against,
can't go off-road.
ensuring every race becomes a
Stopped him.
high-stakes duel that grows in intensity the stronger that my rival is. Plus, the faster they go, the faster the field seems to move with them, creating races where it felt like I was clawing for every inch of tarmac. Rival battles provide some of Crossworld's best moments, wheel-to-wheel slugfests where my adversary is just out of reach. They're scrappy, frenzied, and laced with trash-talking bite, with close photo finishes injecting extra tension even if the race win is gone.
Extra tension. Ooh.
And if rivals
Big
steal
ones
Crossworld's
today.
competition, gadgets are its nitro boost. With over 70 to unlock by completing races, these gadgets equip to vehicles.
You know what this feels like? It feels like someone actually played the game and wrote the review, and they gave it to the voiceover, you know, talent to then read the review. So the voiceover guy's like, I ain't played this shit. I'm just gonna read this shit as I see it, and that's it. Like, that's what it feels like.
To modify their performance. Everything from things like speed boosts and air trick buffs to increase offensive item drops and much, much more. Every attachment modifies a cart's behavior in meaningful ways, with tangible changes that are felt through the controller. Before long, I was crafting full builds. I transformed basic rides into hypersonic bullets, built for straight line dominance, or hulking cruisers which I outfitted specifically to disrupt everyone else's lap time. If I wanted to race as a drift specialist, air trick technician, or precision cornerer, well, there was a gadget combo to match. It's easily one of Crossworld's most compelling features, and together with rivals, it's where the game's strategic depth lies.
At 50cc or whatever the fuck.
Equally satisfying is the variability applied to cosmetic decoration. A huge palette of colors, panel.
Stingray donated $2 and said Mania got 86 but was almost perfect. I mean, like, Sonic always has a tax. Because it's not Mario, there's at least a 5 to 10 point tax. You have to understand that, okay? When a Sonic game gets an 8, it's basically a 9, right? Like, it's just how it's like inflation. It's like the pound versus the dollar, okay? So when you see an 8 on a Sonic game, they would have given it a 9 if it was a Mario game. You just have to understand that. It's just how it is. They come from the perspective of Mario as the default, and anything different from the default is going to be judged differently. I mean, that's just how humans are, okay? That's just how humans are.
Textures, decals, horns, auras, and more ensures each card I crafted really felt like my own. Furthermore, chassis can be mixed and matched front to back to create drives which combine the performance stats of both. First, I wanted to create a sleek crafted.
I feel like I'm not learning anything with this video. I feel like I'm listening to a script being read. Okay, let's look at some more of this supersonic speed, and then we'll check out another review. There's more reviews to go through. But that slow speed is pissing me off. Skip to the score. Okay, fine. We'll skip to the score. Let's see what you said. Load.
unmistakably strategy and pure
least he
chaos,
liked it.
Sonic Team has built a game that feels unmistakably Sonic rather than just simply chasing Mario Kart's tail.
That's good though, because that's true what he just said. It feels like its own thing and not just another Mario Kart clone, you know, because plenty of these games feel like, well, we could just get our IP and then just make a Mario Kart and people buy it because it's our IP. And it's like, yeah, they will, but like at the end of the day, that doesn't make it fresh or anything interesting, you know? Like it just doesn't do that. I'm gonna watch this later. Let me not forget about that.
It's a racer I can see myself returning to for months on end, whether I'm shaving milliseconds off those time trials, building ridiculous new gadget setups.
Shaving milliseconds off time trials, bro. Get to 200cc, you shave milliseconds. The fuck? Yo, what's up, Jaden Fiasco? It's looking good for us right now. Oh, they got Sonic Superstars in here. That means we're actually gonna see Sonic Superstars for a change because no one plays that shit. You could tell it's the same assets too.
Full acceleration.
Speaking of Superstar, I was just listening to Superstar earlier today. Your boy's Superstar, Lupe. Actually, I typed in Superstar on Spotify and I realized that there's some legendary songs named Superstar. Lupe got a song called Superstar. Lauryn Hill got a song called Superstar. Jamelia got a song called Superstar. Usher got a song called Superstar. Like, it's one of those song names where it's like, there's multiple classic records with that same name. That Superstar way better than Song Superstars. You know, I'm not even gonna fight you on that one.
You can't handle this.
Oh god, no. What the fuck is this? The fuck location is this?
Oh, it's on now.
Is that the adventure music?
Good.
This is original? Sega do that?
Good.
Oh no, it's TikTok Pop. Oh my bad, that's TikTok Pop. Oh, of course.
Acceptable output. Good. Acceptable output. Excellent performance.
Is that the music from Sonic 4?
Maximum output.
It sounds different. No, it's not the same melody. It sounds similar, but it's not the same. It's not the Sonic 4 music. I thought that was Sonic 4. I still love that soundtrack. I don't care what anyone says.
Performed perfectly.
Man, Knuckles, she gonna step your game up. Alright, we'll come back and look at another track soon. Let's check out Game Informer's review. It's only 5 minutes.
The Sonic and Mario franchises have been intertwined since the
God, like, if we were taking a drink every time we heard Mario in like the first 10 seconds of these reviews, we'd be drunk by now.
dawn of Sega's flagship series, so it's only fitting that Sonic's kart racing return occurs the same year as Mario's. However, much like how Sonic brought
This is some
flavors
truly HD 4K shit. What is this? Yeah, that shit is in high quality. Usually reviews have the lowest quality video ever, but this shit is recorded well.
In the 90s, the blue blur approaches the kart
The
racing
blue
genre
blur,
from a
bingo.
different angle than Nintendo's mascot. The result is a much more streamlined, yet still ambitious product that sits alongside Mario Kart World.
8.5,
The
okay.
genre has delivered in 2025.
What did they give Mario Kart World? Let me see. They gave. The fuck you mean review in progress? Where the fuck is the score? Talk about review in progress. Where's your score? You scored Sonic. Where the fuck is your score? 8.25. Ooh. I need a like dramatic sound effect. See, I need to have one of those like, you know, like the streamers have, like the Kaisenat. They had like that sound effect that they play. I should have had one right there. They gave Mario Kart World 8.25, but they gave Sonic Racing Crossworlds 8.5. Okay, so that's one reviewer that gave us a 0.25 boost. And since you can round 0.5 up, it's basically a 9. It's basically, and then 8.25 is rounded down to an 8. It's basically a point higher. Like we take what we can get, okay? Like we got something, okay? We got something.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds delivers a trimmed-down arcade-style racing experience.
So even the cyberspace levels look fun here. That's crazy.
There's no open
I was looking
world
at it, it's like, well, this looks crazy cool. And I was like, oh, this is cyberspace?
or story mode, just a series of races and some peripheral events. Taking control of an expansive roster of Sonic and crossover characters, you sprint through 24 courses and 3-lap races. I loved seeing some classic locales return, playing to Sonic's nearly 35 years of history. True to the main series' pedigree, the races are fast and chaotic.
They're
Power-ups
fast as he
blast you at
plays
the
in
most
what is not
inopportune
200
moments,
cc.
shortcuts let you get the upper hand over your rivals, and your vehicles transform.
Like, are people really like afraid of 200cc? Like, are their brains not able to handle that speed? Like, it's kind of crazy to me because like, it's not like my brain is like on some higher plane, right? Like, trust me, I get overwhelmed easily. But like, to not play at 200cc to me is crazy.
Form into boats and planes.
Yo, what's up, Lonely
However,
Goomba?
the main agents of
We finally found one reviewer that scored Sonic Racing Crossworlds higher than Mario Kart.
Chaos are the
It was a 0.25 difference out of 10. But like, look, we take what we can get.
Crossworlds rings that let the lead racer choose a
IGN?
different course.
I didn't even know IGN scored higher than... It wasn't IGN. I was actually talking about Game Informer, but you're saying IGN. Let me see IGN. Hold on. Let me check IGN right now. IGN gave it Mario Kart World a... I haven't seen them yet. They gave Mario Kart World a... Damn, I still ain't seen them yet. Well, IGN Adria gave it a 90. IGN Spain gave it a 90. How many IGNs do you fucking need? God. Where's regular IGN? IGN America. Nintendo Life gave it a 9. Oh, obviously the Nintendo Life. They got XGN now? How many GNs do you... Where the fuck is IGN? IGN Italia? Ezio got his own brand? IGN Brazil? How many fucking IGNs? They're just trying to squeeze up all the Metacritic room of like franchising of IGN. You're not McDonald's, okay? You're not McDonald's, okay? You don't need all these franchises. Okay, so they gave it an 8, okay? And let's see what they gave. Ooh, okay. Okay. So we got IGN and Game Informer. That's 2. IGN. If this was 2005, there would be case closed. Back then, no one gave a fuck about Metacritic. But because you got Metacritic, it's like the aggregate score is the #1 score. But back in the era when IGN was basically #1 and everyone else was just secondary, if that happened, we would have been celebrating. There would have been piñatas out here. Like, it would have been crazy.
To teleport the entire field to for the second lap. This mechanic, which doles out secondary tracks from a pool of 15 additional levels, injects incredible variety.
The slow speeds are frying my brain.
Each of the Crossworlds are fully featured with a ton of action and obstacles. I was always excited to...
Do you know what I think, right? Stingray donated $2 and said, all the 100s on Mario Kart just shows the bias. I mean, it's Mario Kart. It has a lot of power. But you know what I think? I've got a theory. And someone could probably test this out. The Drill Wisp this is my theory. I haven't proven it, but from what I'm seeing in the footage, I think the drill wisp speed is the exact same no matter what CC you pick in the game. Because when I look at the slower speeds, the drill wisp feels relatively faster than the regular speed. So it feels like what it's supposed to do. It's like supposed to speed you up and help you catch up. But when I used it on 150cc, it felt barely faster. Like, what was even the point of using it almost? Like, I didn't feel like I was catching up. I think they kept the drill speed exactly the same on each CC and they didn't boost it relative to the CC you were on. Now, maybe I'm wrong, but it didn't feel that much of a speed bump when I was playing on 150 and I got the drill. Whereas here,
this mechanic, which doles out secondary,
it feels like the difference from where it was originally to where it was when you have the drill, like, is greater here than on the higher speed.
full of
The drill was at 400 in the GameSpot review.
15
And what was it at here?
injects incredible variety into each race. Each of the Crossworlds.
Okay, so here it goes up to 334.
Featured with a ton of credible
And they started at,
variety
let me
in
see,
each
they're at
race.
180 and then it went to
Each of the
334.
cross-
So 180 to 334, that's an increase of about 150, right? And then supersonic speed is, where's Tails Channel's video? Supersonic speed is about 250 and then goes up to what? You say it went up to 400 with the drill? Okay, so that means it goes up by 150 each time. So whatever the base speed is, it increases by 150, right? So if it's a slower CC, it adds 150. If it's a higher CC, it adds 150. That sounds fair, but when you do it based off percentage, that's actually less percent speed increase, right? Because let's say you start off at 1,000 speed, and then it goes up 150 to 1150. That don't feel that much of a boost. Whereas if you were at 50 speed and it went up 150, that's 4x the speed. That's 200. So relatively, it's not. It should be a percentage increase, not a specific number of speed increase. You see what I mean? But that's just the way I see it.
Crossworlds are fully featured with a ton of action.
You're curious if
obstacles.
supersonic speed will be online? It has to be online, otherwise the game is dead on arrival. You can't not have 200cc online. That'd be ridiculous.
I was always excited to see which course would pop up. The respectable power-up collection also aids in keeping the experience fresh, but the items themselves are...
Man, come on, you could be a bit more enthusiastic in this review. I mean, you gave a higher score to Mario Kart World. You sound like you want to go to bed, okay? I'm not saying you gotta be as descriptive as the author in the other review, but like, a bit more energy, please.
underwhelming, even to a longtime fan such as myself. Some of them are based on the series' wisps or obscure items from past Sonic games, but many feel like...
Yo, Judah, with the diabolical $30 donation. Thank you so much for the support. What's up, Prem? Yeah, the Sonic text is absolutely diabolical. Although IGN has been favorable towards Sonic for quite a bit now, despite the general consensus on the dynamics of the two, hope to see you on the tracks. I'm definitely going to be on the tracks. The Sonic text, I mean, I can't get mad at the reviewers for it because it was created by Sega themselves. They ruined the reputation of Sonic with some of the cut corners they made over time. So it made people go in with negative connotations, right? It's just how it is. Like, even the games I love, like the 06s and whatnot, the state that they released it in, it soured the reputation of the franchise. So now they got to deal with this tax. It's like if Bubsy was to make a game as good as Super Mario Odyssey, it still wouldn't get Odyssey scores. Because it's Bubsy. People think of Bubsy and they're like, he's a joke. So it could be Odyssey level and they'll scrape a 7.5 maybe. They'll be like, yeah, but it's Bubsy, you know. You give that exact same game to Mario, they'll be like masterpiece. It's just the perception of the brand adds an extra flair, you know. It's like the difference between an artist and a songwriter. Like sometimes people love an artist so much they could sing a song that they didn't write and it's like it's a hit. But that songwriter that no one knows about because they're behind the scenes, if they were to sing that song and release it, no one pays attention to it. Give the same song to the big artist that everyone loves, it's a hit. It's the same song. But that's just how it goes. I think it works both ways. Is why Nintendo games get inflated. I think the reason why Nintendo just gets away with shit is because they've just been that consistent. It's like what is Mario's biggest blunder in like the whole franchise? Like in terms of main series, what is the weakest thing they put out in the main series? I think people say Sunshine maybe. Like if that's the weakest, then like they got nothing to worry about because that's like still a good game. Like Sonic has had some shit, you know. 64, Bradley, shut your young ass up.
Generic knockoffs of items from other.
I mean, I'm not a 64 Glazer.
That doesn't make them any less effective.
But it was
or
better than
fun
Sunshine.
to use, but it took me several races before I understood what each did. Every character is sorted into one of 5 classes. Acceleration gets off the line fast, Boost gains better speed bursts, Handling can better navigate corners, Power bullies other racers, and Speed excels in straightaways. You can modify each racer's stats through selecting different machines,
I like
which are
Sunshine, but
highly
like, I don't know.
customizable. I was particularly...
I mean, 64 and Sunshine would be at the bottom, but 3D World just pisses me off because they really thought they could turn 3D Mario into New Super Mario Bros. No, don't do that shit. Platinum G donated $5. Thank you so much for your support. What's good, Prem? Crossworlds and Pac-Man finna be my highlight for September. Oh yeah, Pac-Man getting a game. I forgot about that. I've seen people on Twitter trying to rewrite history, acting like Pac-Man is in the big 3 of platformers. Relax, okay? Like, Pac-Man is iconic, but he came from the arcade. Okay, when it comes to the big 3 of platformers, it's Mario, Sonic, then Crash, okay? It's not Pac-Man. Pac-Man's not taking Crash spot in platformers, okay? And it's not Mega Man either.
Be excited for the return of the Extreme Gear hoverboards from Sonic Riders, even if they have the highest skill ceiling.
Steamer donated $2 and said 64 is perfect until the top attic part. The thing about 64 is one of those games where like it's so solid foundationally, but it's just the movement is so dated. I feel like the moment they remake 64 with modern movement, it becomes like perfect. But it's just like the way it controls, it's a product of its time for sure. You know, it's funny because I always say like the best controlling 3D Sonic game was the first one, whereas the worst controlling 3D Mario game was the first one. It's like Mario just kept improving the control until we got to Odyssey, and then that was like the pinnacle of 3D Mario control. And Sega just had like the pinnacle of control of SA1, and then since then they haven't been able to replicate it basically.
I enjoyed tinkering with the visual aesthetics of my carts, but it doesn't take much to make them look ridiculous.
Crash is dead. Crash is just having a slumber, okay? He's in hibernation. He'll be back, okay? Besides, I'm still picking Crash over Pac-Man.
So my tweaking was minimalist. However, I do appreciate how you can mix and
Pac-Man
match
World 2 probably sold like 1 million. Well, I mean, didn't Crash 4 struggle in sales? I mean, Insane Trilogy went crazy though, and CTR did like 10 million even though they wouldn't re-release it for some reason.
Locked parts from different carts to create one that vibes with you. Instead, I relegated much of my
Rayman over Crash?
to the
No.
gadgets system,
I'm sorry, but Insane Trilogy was too good. I'm not putting Rayman over Crash.
which lets you add modifiers to build out your character.
Crash 1 and Crash 3 are some
I
of the best
created an
platformers ever.
equipable gadget plate that let me hold 3 power-ups instead of 2. Then I finished the loadout.
Crash 4 sold well, but I think Activision expected more. Yeah, I mean, they definitely got that nostalgia boost with Insane Trilogy because people had PS1s, you know, they had that game. But not all of them were true Crash or platformer fans. So when it was time for a brand new Crash game, they dipped because there was no nostalgia. I think that's the thing that Sega's afraid of whenever they bring in Green Hill Zone. Like, the whole meta era when they were bringing in Green Hill Zone into games. I mean, obviously, the desire to reuse assets was there, but I feel like a lot of the time, they were looking at these reviewers who glazed, like, the Genesis days as the pinnacle, when in reality, they were never really Sonic fans to begin with. They just had a Sega console, and Sonic was packed into it, so they remember those games and hail them as the best ones. They were looking at these people like the barometer. So, like, if we put in the green hills and the chemical plants and the sky sanctuaries that they remember, then they'll like the new shit. And it's like, they were never primed to like it more than Mario because they always liked Mario more. You know, it's kind of interesting how all the reviewers, or 99% of the reviewers, were pro Mario over Sonic. Where were all the Sonic fans? They just never got into reviewing games? I don't know. But that was kind of the consensus for so long. And I think that's why they kept trying to bring those zones back to try and trigger whatever Insane Trilogy triggered for, you know, people that review that game. But I don't think it helped them that much, you know.
equipping smaller gadgets that don't take up as much space, like increased frequency of
Someone said Crossworlds is too chaotic. Team Sonic Racing is way better. I mean, that's gotta be bait though, because Team Sonic Racing has no chaos. It's literally chaos less. Okay, literally, it's like the end of SA1.
defensive power-ups, and one that grants an automatic boost to help you recover when you fall off the track. These allow you to truly build a racer to suit your playstyle. I often struggled with leaning into a character's existing strengths, like making Sonic even faster, or trying to bolster a boost character like Jet's power.
Team Sonic Racing is your childhood? Man, I'm definitely getting old then, because Team Sonic Racing your childhood? Like,
to round him out.
alright then.
The grand
I don't want to diss your childhood. I mean, I had a Team Sonic in my childhood too that I cherish. So in a way, I get it. Okay, I cherish that Team Sonic.
Grand Prix puts you through a series of 4 races with the goal of beating an assigned rival. I enjoyed this twist, particularly during a few memorable, heated, and assigned.
So these rival levels, this is what, level 3 plus an extra blue flame? But it goes up to what, 10? So rival level 10, how do you get to that?
Rival. I enjoyed this twist, particularly during a few memorable.
Did you hear that they want to support Crossworlds for at least a year with a new racer every month? Didn't they say that if people kept buying the game, they'll support it more than that? Because I want to see how long they can take it. They gotta have like a 5-year plan for this shit. Like, they gotta keep supporting it, and then eventually release an updated version that includes all the content, and that version supports a frame rate higher than 60.
Heated rivalries. However, it's disappointing that the final race of each Grand Prix is just a single lap of each preceding course.
That was definitely them stretching the content. I mean, they could have done Grand Prix that were 4 tracks, but there would have been less cups. So they were like, let's just make more cups, and then we'll just recycle every whatever. Like, I mean, they could have at least done like an encore kind of situation. If the 4th track is just going to be a rehashing of the first 3, they could have at least done like an encore situation, or like a reverse situation. Like, I don't know, like instead of starting from the beginning of the lap and then going to the end, you start from the end and then go to the beginning, or mirror. Like some kind of little tweak so it feels different. Change the weather, like do like Mania Encore mode, like some slight change to where it's like, we know you reuse the shit, but at least like our eyes feel a bit more stimulated, that it's not exactly the same. So like, for example, like Market Street could be at nighttime in the final track or something. I don't know, like just something, you know, like something.
Outside of Grand Prix, you can race online against your friends via cross-platform play, take part in time trials, or compete in special rules races in Race Park. Whether you're doing custom.
If they were to add microtransactions to the game, what do you think it would be? Would it be skins, jukebox, music? They should not charge for music. That's just silly, in my opinion. Like, charging for music is silly. If they're gonna add microtransactions, I want models. Like, I want, you know, the Heroes Sonic model, the 06 Sonic model, with voices, things like that. Okay, no microtransactions for tracks, because tracks should come with like DLC. But like for skins, like cosmetic shit, yeah, like Heroes model, like variations of characters, basically like skins, or you could use it for gadget customizations as long as it's not pay to win, as long as it's just cosmetic shit, you know, then that's fine. Me personally, I definitely want Heroes Sonic, SA1 Sonic, you know, things like that. And anything that has Jason in it.
Rules matches or using preset events.
But
like
yeah, they
the
wouldn't do
bonus
voices.
points
They definitely wouldn't do voices. Let's be real. But I would still want the models.
for collecting rings or boosts when you collide with teammates. These are fun diversions. However, unless I have friends on my couch, I don't see myself revisiting them very often. Sonic Racing Crossworlds offers some exciting twists on the tried and true kart racing formula, making for a streamlined experience that wastes no time getting you into the action. Though there's substantially less content and replayability than its main contemporary, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is concise and effective in its mission, offering the most well-rounded kart racer of the year.
Most
We gave
well-rounded
Sonic
of the year.
Racing Crossworlds an 8.5 out of 10.
Is this Sonic music? What is this song? I don't even know. Alright. What else have we got? Combo Infinito. This is in Spanish, so I don't know if we can watch this. I mean, I can watch it. I don't know if you lot can watch it.
Com lançamento pro dia 25 de setembro, mas também com acesso antecipado.
Wait, no,
Vai
that's
começar
not,
no
that's
dia
not Spanish. Hold on. Okay, so no, we can't watch it. We can't watch it. Never mind.
22. Chega Sonic Racing Crossworlds, uma nova iniciativa da SEGA no mundo do...
Doesn't YouTube have that fucking translation shit? Well, it's not showing up now when you need it. Okay, we can't watch it. Let's see what the score is. We can read numbers.
Não poderia ser outra nota pra mim, apesar dos ligeiros problemas que eu falei, do que não a nota 9. E eu...
Interessante, espero que
Okay,
vocês...
I don't see a number. Okay, next. Noisy Pixel. Reinventing kart racing the Sonic way. Now would be a good time for that translation thing, but it's not it. Oh yeah, Instagram's got the translation shit though, and it's really fucking good. It's crazy.
I've been enjoying the Sonic the Hedgehog franchise's direction in recent years, particularly from Sonic Frontiers onward, where there's been an upward trend in gameplay design and writing. Following the launch of Sonic X Shadow Generations, I was eager to see where the series would go next to refine
Eggman had some trauma there. Like, he remembered Heroes that moment.
X Shadow Generations.
Like, he betrayed me.
I was eager to see where the series
Through
would
that
go
green
next.
shell, it was like, you left me in a cage.
Launch of Sonic X Shadow
Tried to
Generations,
take over the world.
I was eager to see where the series would go next to refine its growing wings. Yet, I feel like we've entered a reprieve of sorts with Sonic Racing Crossworlds, an ambitious evolution of the Sonic racing formula arriving over half a decade after the lukewarm reception of Team Sonic Racing. Honestly, I wasn't too excited.
That's crazy. We went through 45 seconds, and there was not one Mario comparison. They just talked about the actual franchise we're reviewing. That's crazy. They didn't even mention any random ass like Genesis or 06. They just compared it to the previous racing game, which is what you would do when reviewing the next racing game. Well done for that. Don't disappoint me.
About what Crossworlds was bringing to the table. Growing up with the Riders games, alongside the nostalgia of Sonic R, I've often wondered why Sega doesn't lean into these unique identities for a racer instead of chasing the genre leader that is kart racing. Regardless, Sonic and All-Star Racing Transformed was a delight, so I hoped that Sonic Racing Crossworlds would be a return to form. Thankfully, it largely is, even if it doesn't quite hit the same heights.
I really never got the transform hype. I don't get it. I don't get it.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds features several in-depth modes right from the beginning, the most notable being Grand Prix. Here, you race through a selection of courses to achieve cumulative victory and unlock the next set.
You have to play it. I mean, I played it years ago. It wasn't bad. I just didn't get the hype. I mean, you have to remember, when I first played it, I had already played Mario Kart 8. So, you know, I think Transform did some things that put it above Mario Kart 7, because Mario Kart 8 came out after Transformed. But once Mario Kart 8 came out, I feel like I was playing Transform and I was like, okay, but I've played Mario Kart 8. I'm not seeing the benefit here. It was not like it was winning on soundtrack either, so, you know.
Repeating the cycle as you go. There's
when are we getting the All-Stars racing streams? Yeah, I've been busy, so that didn't really happen, did it? Plus now there's a demo for this game, so I guess I should be streaming that. I don't know, I mean, if you guys still want it, I could still do it. Just maybe after the release of, you know, Crossworlds. Who is taking money from my account? What the fuck? God fucking hell.
also a straightforward time trial mode and online play. Beyond these expected foundations.
Oh yeah, I forgot to mention. Link in the description if you want the figgies. We still got them. This is the silver one. Really slick. They've got classic Sonic ones as well. They got obviously modern characters because that's what we like the most. This is a Shadow. I got the Shadow one here. I got Tails somewhere, but that's Tails, so you know I'm not gonna dedicate much time to that. Obviously we got that's Silver again. Obviously we got Our Lord and Savior, the Blue Blur. Check that one out. Link in the description. But yeah.
Though, Crossworlds takes a unique approach to certain kart racing staples. You see, Grand Prix introduces the rival racer gimmick, assigning you to a specific competitor who acts as your rival throughout the cup with enhanced driving.
Speaking of rival races, I was watching Sam stream Sonic Rivals and it just reminded me that like we need a recomp of Rivals, okay? The Rush recomp is looking good. Rivals 1 and 2, we need that shit with online support as well. Okay, Rivals recomp. If someone's just sitting there begging to code something, Rivals 1 and 2 recomp, uncap the frame rate, you know, maybe some AI upscale textures or something, because that game is like a PSP game. But yeah, Rivals, Jaden Rivals is not mid, okay? Rivals recomp, okay, we need that, okay? You guys just don't remember when the PSP was new. That's why you be saying shit like that, okay? You playing it on your modern computers and comparing it to like console releases. That was on the go, okay? That shit was on the go, okay? Like, it was 3D graphics on the go. That was the first time that you could play 2.5D 3D-ish graphics Sonic on the go. Like, the first time. Like, it was crazy. Back in the day, that shit was different, okay? Like, Sonic Rush is obviously the GOAT, but, like, it was sprites. They had, like, a 3D model, but, like, it was sprites, okay? Rivals was like, nah, this shit 3D on the go. I sound like such an old... Look, I don't care, okay? That shit was important. It was a technological advancement, okay? The PSP in general was crazy graphically. Like, it was crazy.
Stats. You can also manually choose who fills this role and adjust their difficulty if you want. Each pairing even features distinct voice interactions, reinforcing character dynamics or fan.
On top of that, Rivals 2 has the best voice acting in the entire series, and I said what I said. That's the best cast they ever had voicing this fucking franchise. Was it Rivals 2? Every line was good in that game.
Favorite relationships. While these exchanges mostly occur at the start and end of
stand
the
on
Grand
that.
Prix, the additions add welcome personality overall. The customization is another standout here, where vehicles fall into 5 categories: speed, acceleration, handling, power, and boost.
Look, I don't understand why there's 5 categories. Like, you know, like speed, acceleration, handling. What was the other one?
Into 5 categories: speed, acceleration, handling, power, and boost.
Okay, I get acceleration, I get handling, and I get power. Why is speed and boost 2 different things? Shouldn't they be the same thing? Why is speed and boost 2 different things? Like, and shouldn't handling and acceleration usually be like the same type together? Like, good handling and acceleration goes together, speed and boost goes together. It's like they already set the blueprint for speed, flight, and power years ago with the GOAT, and then with riders after that, the racing GOAT. Why are they adding 2 more types that just sound like repeats? The drift boost? But if it's a speed related benefit, then it should be with the speed, right? Why is speed and boost 2 separate things? Does that make sense? Speed is the top speed, boost is how fast you go and boost. Yeah, but I'm saying that it should be in the same category because it's all about speed. It shouldn't be separated into 2 different things. It'd be too OP? Well, if you balanced it right, it wouldn't be too OP. I just don't see why you need 5 types. Like, speed and then boost, okay? But boost is part of speed. So it should just be under speed. I mean, I don't know.
The boost type brings back the board.
It just kind of reminds me of how they had like so many power-ups that were doing the same thing. It's like some of these could be gone. Like, you don't need the magnet power-up if it's not actually going to attract rings and it's being used as a fucking like banana or something.
Reminiscent of Sonic Riders, which I naturally gravitated towards even if they don't fully mirror their original playstyle. Each vehicle type fits its name and purchasable parts provide stat boosts. While stats are displayed clearly, the real benefits can be hard to judge in practice. I ended up viewing these add-ons as supplemental rather than central to performance, but success will still depend far more on learning tracks and mastering driving fundamentals during races. Characters can be equipped to any vehicle, though each has stats that favor certain builds. Gadgets can also be fitted onto vehicles, providing passive or activated abilities such as starting with a consumable boost. Early on, you won't know how each choice impacts performance,
This is definitely one of those reviews where they're reading the script.
subtly encouraging experimentation with different combinations,
Boost
rather
is
than
probably a way to separate the cars from extreme gears. I guess. I mean, there are 5 stats on the vehicles, so I could see why they want to separate it for each stat. You know, it just feels a bit weird.
chasing the best
Because, like, I'm sitting there going, do I want to use a boost vehicle or do I want to use a speed vehicle? I mean, I want to go fast. How much time do you spend boosted versus regular movement? It's like, I guess I'll experiment. We got a demo anyway.
numbers. The game nudges you to learn
How are you guys finding the demo? I haven't played the demo yet, but it's out.
systems and courses at your own pace. Cosmetic customization is also
Entire track list was put on Twitter and Crush 40 is not in the game. When you say they're not in the game, you mean like they're not in the main soundtrack, right? But they're still in the jukebox though. Like they're in the jukebox, right? Because otherwise the jukebox is wasted.
available, letting you
You modded the demo to do what? How have you already modded the demo? Demo is redundant if you play the online test. Well, there's nothing new in there, is what you're saying.
purchase paint, decals, horns, and auras with tickets.
But they did say that save data carries over, so isn't there something to do in there that's worth doing before the main game drops? Like, you know, stack your gadgets or some shit like that? Like, because I want to have my gadgets ready by the time the game drops.
Earned from racers.
Sage is playable with mods? Wasn't Sage already in the game, though?
Tickets also unlock car parts.
You don't even get 6 gadget slots? But I thought you unlock them as you play. Yeah, get the tickets for the game. Exactly. You can stack some shit so that when it drops, then you got the shit ready to go, innit?
Giving players plenty of options. While I didn't dive into cosmetics, the range is impressive for those who enjoy personalization. As far as the racing itself goes, Crossworlds doesn't reinvent the wheel. It sticks closely to long-standing genre conventions, acceleration, air tricks, drifting for boost, and using randomized items. The gameplay loop eventually shines at higher speed.
Did we figure out what the red rings do yet? Like, I feel like I've forgotten. Like, you collect them, but like, because you got the tickets. I know what those are for. What do the red rings do here? What can I buy with that? They give more tickets. Oh, okay. Case closed, I guess.
Where your skills are pushed to the limits. I should also note that moderate vehicle destruction, which quickly repairs itself, adds some intensity by punishing mistakes and rewarding aggressive play. It's all the familiar balance of skill and item chaos that this genre thrives on. Now, the class of chance and mastery feels strong here, supported by solid course variety and plenty of shortcuts. The abundance of rings scattered around stages grants gradual speed boosts,
reinforced to buy characters. Nah, that's Sonic Runners, and that's not to buy characters. That's to spin the roulette.
And Sonic's DNA within the
I know,
racing
and that
framework.
roulette
Collectible
bling.
red rings from past Sonic platformers return
It
as
could
well,
only
granting
mean
ticket
one
bonuses
thing.
and encouraging replay value.
Ever
Stages
since my
also
color
feature
Sega
automatic
you.
transformations into boats and planes. Plus,
Got
you'll get
a
to see the game's main
reputation for
gimmick being
yourself
travel
now.
rings. These rings
Mario's
transport racers
getting
into
good
different
games and Mac
dimensions
will laugh
mid-race,
down.
aiming to broaden the experience overall. On paper, it's exciting, but the novelty does wear off pretty quickly. Frequent shifts reduce track individuality, leaving many courses without clear identities. I would have preferred travel rings as occasional surprises rather than constant interruptions during a race. Still, the core
Interruptions. Ugh.
racing was so
Too much stimulation. I can't handle.
enjoyable that the shortcomings
Must
didn't
play
really
at
stop me from
50cc.
jumping back in. Where Crossworlds falters mostly is its roster. While many core characters are here, plus some stands out like Jet, Wave, and Storm from Sonic Riders, the selection feels a little too safe. Around
Too
Jet
safe?
mostly is its roster.
How is it too safe? They got Sage. They got. I mean, what would be a risky pick? Like, what's a risky character? I mean, I'm not saying they couldn't do better with the roster. Obviously, like, you know, Elise would be a great pick. Oh, Elise would be a great pick. If they want to take a risk, that's a risk. Okay, put Elise in the game. The reviewers mentioned 06 anyway. Might as well give them a reason to. Put Elise in the game. Fuck. Mephiles. Infinite. I feel like I'm the biggest Infinite fan, like out of all the people that don't like Forces. I mean, the people that like Forces, obviously they love Infinite. But out of all the people that don't like Forces, I feel like I'm the biggest Infinite fan there is.
While many core characters are here, plus some stands out like Jet, Wave, and Storm from Sonic Riders, the selection feels a little too safe. A random egg pawn inclusion doesn't help either. Given the title's focus on crossing worlds, the absence of obscure characters from Sonic's rich history is rather disappointing, even ignoring the Archie comics and other extended...
This guy really a Sonic fan. The first minute he didn't mention Mario Kart, didn't compare it to Mario Kart. He compared it straight to Sonic and Teen Sonic Racing. He's talking about he wants fucking Sally Acorn and shipping and all that shit. Like, he's a Sonic fan.
Media, the lack of representation from the IDW comics
You talking about the IDW? This nigga a fan.
Is a huge missed opportunity.
He a fan.
DLC crossover characters such as SpongeBob, Minecraft, and Persona characters make marketing sense, but it still feels like Sega overlooked celebrating Sonic's own legacy. On the gameplay side, time trial mode surprised me the most. Instead of simply racing against your ghost, it adds ranking and unique setups, providing real incentive to improve as your skill is transparently measured. Completing all standard Grand Prix at varying speeds unlocks a wealth of additional content as well, from mirror version of tracks to the friendship mechanic, where gifting tickets to characters nets rewards.
Sally Acorn fans got a lot of bad PR this year. Man, I don't be following everything on Sonic Twitter, so I'm assuming it's some bullshit.
Not the most exciting system, but it does keep long-term play rewarding. Challenges also tracks to the friendship mechanic, where gifting tickets to characters nets rewards. It's not the most exciting system, but it does keep long-term play rewarding.
Oh, Chip would be great though. Chip would be great. I need that. Chaos Zero as well. I want Chaos Zero on a hoverboard.
Challenges also offer another layer of
I really hope that Sega is lenient with modders as long as they're not cheating like the actual gameplay. Cause like if we could mod some of these characters into the game, but if Sega's gonna just start banning people because they detect any form of mod, then that will suck. You know, they should have like a system where you can like just mod cosmetics without it ruining like the core gameplay or something. They're probably not gonna do all that.
Consistent goals with item rewards.
I mean, at least let me put Jason and Pete Capella in the game.
Beyond the core modes, Race Park provides a collection of multiplayer battle types, where these include brief, inventive spins like colliding with teammates for speed boost or managing ring counts under pressure. Extreme match mode.
Do you know what we need though? Mario Kart DS had that really cool mission mode. Same with Crazy Taxi. We need some shit like that for these games. We need like a mission mode. Like that's what I need.
Doubles down on items, creating chaotic races where luck often outweighs strategy. Rivals also return here in team form with strong rewards for victory. With 6 modes playable locally and online with up to 12 players, there's a fair amount of variety. Custom lobbies allow for tailored experiences, including team.
The Sonic Racing games all had mission modes. Is the first of that. Damn, that's crazy. I ain't played those games in years, so.
Size, AI settings, and rules.
Jason already modded, and no one has linked this to me. Like no one has mentioned this. This is the first time I'm hearing about this. Where is, like you feel like the chat's been here for like an hour. Someone would have said this, okay? Like we're here to talk about important news, and no one's mentioned the fact that Jason has been modded into the game. Okay, like let me see. I don't see. Oh, that's me. You closed the links. Oh yeah, that is true. That's because some people be sending some fuck shit. So you know, you go. What is this? Can't even open the modding website without seeing waifus. All right, let's see what's on Crossworlds. Search. 9 months ago. Additional graphics settings. I don't see Jason. It's in a Discord server. Okay, let me know when there's an actual video we can watch. Okay, that's what I want to see.
While my multiplayer experience is limited, I didn't encounter any major issues. Still, results will vary depending on servers and player count. At its core, Sonic Racing Crossworlds delivers a thrilling and replayable kart racer. Numerous addictive modes, a steady reward loop, and a gratifying gameplay feel keep things lively, while character interaction add extra charm. The game's biggest weakness is its safe identity, which holds back what could have been a celebration of Sonic's broader legacy. Even so, it's a compelling racer worth your time, especially
the magnet power-up is so stupid.
Especially if Mario Kart World didn't fully scratch the itch. Noisy Pixel is giving Sonic Racing Crossworlds
8.5.
an 8.5 out of 10. Thanks for watching. This video is brought to you by our supporters on Patreon. Noisy Pixel.
Unleashed Sonic mod. Let me see if I can find it. EA Sports FC. Losing the name FIFA just really fucking sucks. And you know what he's saying, all that shit. 10 days ago. Let me see.
Yeah, let's race.
Oh, close that shit. Next review. Traxion GG.
Mario Kart has been the undisputed king.
Here we go. Just as I was praising the previous review for like, it's just so funny, like clockwork. Like the moment you start the video, it says Sonic Racing Crossworlds review, and the first shot you see is Mario Kart. Oh god.
Mario Kart has been the undisputed king of kart racers for decades. While dozens of challengers have tried to steal its crown
The fuck is this?
over the years, Mario's arch-rival Sonic has remained one of its closest competitors. Whenever there's a new Mario Kart, a Sonic racing
It's
game
Mario, not Mario. Okay. God fucking hell.
is likely to follow closely behind, shadowing the plumber's slipstream. That's certainly the case this year with Sonic Racing Crossworlds, the first new entry in 6 years, arriving a mere 3 months after Switch 2 launch title Mario Kart World.
Ooh.
So how does it stack up? As Sega loves to reiterate, Sonic Racing Crossworlds has a significant advantage.
Unlike another kart racing game,
I mean, Izuka didn't help. He was doing it too. So he kind of set the tone for this shit. Unlike another car racing game.
Crossworlds has a significant advantage.
unlike another kart racing game,
It's multi-platform, releasing on PC.
I mean, I find it funny when they do the whole Nintendo thing, because the game gonna sell most on Switch anyway, because Nintendo fans gonna be the ones who buy it the most. And Nintendo gets like, what, 30% of the digital sales on the console of any game? So they're still getting paid anyway.
PlayStation, Xbox, and Nintendo Switch, with a Switch 2 version set to release later this year. It's even on PS4 and Xbox One. With cross-play support across all platforms, Crossworlds looks set to be one of the most widely available kart racers. Sega is clearly
That's the biggest
confident it can
advantage.
take on Nintendo's juggernaut, even poking fun at Mario Kart World's underwhelming free roaming in a tongue-in-cheek trailer.
Or, what if you want to roam around on the open road?
Did they actually use Mario
Tongue-in-cheek
Kart World
trailer.
footage
Or,
there?
what if you want to
Right, I can't even tell if it's really Mario Kart World or not, or if they just faked something else.
roam around on the open road?
The last entry, 2019's Team Sonic Racing, removed the transforming vehicles seen in its predecessor, the revered Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, in favour of team-based racing. But the result was a middling kart racer that was too safe and struggled to stand out. Wisely, transforming vehicles make a triumphant return in Sonic Racing Crossworlds. At specific points, your vehicle will automatically switch between a car, a boat, or a plane, allowing you to race across land, sea, and air. It's a fun gimmick, with each vehicle's unique handling requiring you to adjust your playstyle on the fly. Boats feel heavy to control and can jump when charging the boost to collect hard-to-reach rings. Flying is fun, but it feels stiff as you can't roll in planes. Land vehicles, meanwhile, feel snappy, if a tad floaty and weightless, but are easy to drive and satisfying to drift. Vehicles are split into 5 classes: acceleration, speed, boost, handling, and power. As the name suggests, handling class vehicles can turn sharper at the expense of top speed and are the most fun to drive. Elsewhere, boost vehicles see extreme gears from Sonic Riders make a welcome return. These take
So boost is only extreme gear? Like the regular cars don't have extreme gear? These reviews all cover the same thing, which makes sense, but it's like the same thing. I feel like the reviews aren't really doing much for Sonic fans. I feel like they're trying to explain the game to people that only speak Mario Kart. It's like, okay, all viewers speak Mario Kart. Let's explain what this game is to them in a way that they'll understand so they can decide if they want to buy it. Sonic fans want to know what you think of this game, but I feel like the reviewers want to just describe how the game is similar or different to Mario Kart so that Mario Kart fans can decide if they want to get it. I don't know.
form of hoverboards, and their agility makes it easier to fit through tight gaps. Unfortunately, the water and air sections are often too brief. In Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, the boat and plane sections lasted an entire...
I know I joke that, like, Crossworlds looks like it could run on 360 because it's running on Switch. But like Transform graphically is definitely way older than Crossworlds. Like you can see the difference.
Entire lap, with the track layout changing lap after lap. Here, they're restricted to designated sections that last around 30 seconds and repeat in each lap. The lasted an
wait, listen to that again. I need to say that again.
Brief. In Sonic and gaps. Unfortunately, the water and air sections are often too brief. In Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, the boat and plane sections lasted an entire lap, with the track layout changing lap after lap. Here, they're restricted to designated sections that last around 30 seconds.
You see this. This is exactly why I didn't like Transformed. Those fucking sections that were gimmicks were dragged out for way too fucking long. Crossworlds improved it by shortening them. No one wants to be flying around for 30 plus seconds. Keep that shit short. I don't want to be in a boat for an entire lap. Keep that shit short. Okay? It's not better than being on land. Relax. Okay? He's framing this like it's a con. No. This is the improvement. They made it concise. A whole lap on a boat? When you know it handles worse than being on land? The flight section should not be longer than 10-15 seconds. Once it gets to like 30 seconds, I don't even want to be playing anymore.
And repeat in each lap. The defining gimmick, however, is the titular Crossworlds. At the end of the first lap, giant travel rings appear on the track. Driving through them teleports you into a new world chosen by the lead driver, before the final lap returns you to the original circuit. The 15 Crossworlds range
what
from
is
a
Storm doing? He's just
final
like, he gets smacking someone behind, like, yeah, stay over there. Like,
returns you to the original circuit. The 15 Crossworlds range from a colourful casino with giant chips to avoid, to a pirate-themed shipwreck, to a jungle with rampaging dinosaurs running past you. Inspired by the Sonic movie.
They're shorter here because they removed all of the mechanics. Which mechanics did they remove? I mean, I don't remember those games well enough to like describe that. Grab donated $2 and said you finally out of retirement. I never retired. I'm just semi-retired. Okay, I can always come back. Okay, I just don't have the energy to fill up long drought periods with content because I just can't do that anymore. If it's a drought in content, there's a drought of me. Okay, but we got a game coming out, so we're gonna enjoy it. You know, if the online doesn't die, we'll come in and we'll stream it. You know, if people want to do like streams of like viewers and things like that, then we could sort something like that out as well. But yeah. Then get back to Premier List. I literally streamed there like the other day, Bradley. Okay, weren't you in this? No, you weren't in the stream. You were streaming your own reaction. Flipping, near miss boost, more dynamic tracks, more gimmicks in the tracks. I feel like Transformed is definitely one of those games that has a lot of good elements, but I just can't get into it. Like I just can't get into. I don't know. Part of it is the soundtrack, but it's not just that. It's just the transform mechanic was too overdone. I didn't like the flight sections that much. And even here, I'm not the biggest fan of them, but they're mostly shorter here in this game. You know? The transform mechanic, they did too much of it, and I think it just turned me off of the thing.
Movies, it's a novel concept and well executed, with impressively seamless transitions, reminiscent of Ratchet.
Premier List is basically a streamer, and I went live, okay?
Clank Rift Apart, even on the ancient...
Yo, Floating Kites, for 24 months in a row, thank you for the 2 years of constant membership support. Waiting for Switch 2 version, so until then... Well, I mean, isn't the Switch 2 version like an upgrade? So you could just get it on Switch 1 and then just pay like $10 and then you get it on Switch 2? But I mean, obviously, if you don't want to play it at 30 FPS, then I can see why you'd want to wait.
PlayStation 4. Although the novelty eventually wears off,
Do I like the OG Sonic All-Stars Racing? I like that one a little bit more than Transform, only because it's got 4 kids. That's the only reason why. Like, just because it's got 4 kids, you know. But both of those games are not games I'll be like, let me go and play those games right quick. If we're ranking the racing games for Sonic, Riders is Billy Goat. That's number 1. Crossworlds is about to be number 2, let's face it. And then after that, I'll take the Rivals games, 1 and 2. And then after that, like, Sonic R. Just because the soundtrack's just so heat. That's not even a mechanical thing. I'll fully admit that. That's not mechanical, that's just soundtrack. Okay. Then after that, we could talk about All Stars Racing. Like, that's just how it is. Brandon Williams donated $2 and said, fashionably late but thoughts on the throwback ad. You talking about the one where they were dissing Mario Kart? It was a nice little ad. But, you know, Sega's getting cocky as usual. At the end of the day, if the game is good, I don't really care. But when they get cocky and then they don't back it up, that's when I get annoyed.
Travel rings make the second lap unpredictable, and the addition of standard locations after you complete every Grand Prix helps ease the repetition. Even if you've mastered every track inside out, the random nature of travel rings can test experienced players, making for riveting races. It's a shame, however, that you can't turn off travel rings if you'd rather stay.
Do you know what would be crazy? And I know people are gonna be mad at me because we're not allowed to talk about this thing, but like, there's a thing that they could do with Crossworlds in like 5 years, which if they did it, it would be insane. And that's like some AI shit, but like if they made AI Crossworlds, you go into the second lap and it's like a track you've never seen before. It's just generated on the spot. That will throw everyone off, okay? But I know people hate technology, so we can't talk about that. But I'm just saying, if the second lap was on the spot, no one's seen it ever, then the second lap would be crazy because no one actually knows what's coming.
In one location for a single race. Speaking of single locations, Traction GG is your one-stop shop for all things racing games. So make sure you subscribe to this Traction YouTube channel.
Someone said it's impossible to do. I said 5 years from now. Come back in 5 years and tell me that's impossible. Come back in 2030 and tell me that's impossible. Guarantee you that shit will be doable.
Our website, traction.gg, for all of the latest news and reviews.
If the second lap is low quality and RC, it wouldn't be good. Well, I mean, I know some people don't like the technology, but look, we're assuming that if they released a feature like that, they would have tested it enough to know that it's a serviceable Crossworld lap. You know, they're not going to release it if the lap is broken and you can't complete it. There will have to be a way to confirm that every lap is beatable and it's never just breaks on the spot or something like that. F-Zero X on a 64 had a random track generator, was ahead of its time. F-Zero X is one of the billy goats of racing games, honestly. Like, I need to make a racing game, like, list at some point. You got, like, Burnout Paradise, Mario Kart DS, 64, 8 Deluxe, Sonic Riders, F-Zero X, what else is there? There's some great racing games, and I'm forgetting all of them now. There's so many, I'm forgetting them. But I need to do a list at some point. Burnout 3, Rivals. Okay, not in the greatest racing games of all time. Like, I love Rivals, but let's relax. GX isn't as good as X.
Like the mainline Sonic games, Crossworlds is all about maintaining and increasing your speed by collecting rings, driving over...
You can develop an algorithm for random layout generation. Yeah, I mean, random layout, yeah. Random layout, definitely, but I think what I'm saying is, like, complete random everything. Like, you haven't even seen the environment. It's just on the spot. The whole thing is new. It's not, like, a very set, specific layout where it can only deviate a certain amount. It's, like, a complete new thing. We've never seen the visuals before. We've never seen where everything's located. The foundations of the technology is mostly there already, but, like, you just need some freshness in terms of, like, how it looks, you know? But that's something that they could experiment with in, like, within the next 5 years. But, you know, I don't know if they'll do it because Sega tends to copy Nintendo, and Nintendo's not going to do AI for ages because Nintendo's late to shit like that. Just like they were late to online, just like they were late to 1080p and 4K. So, I don't know if we'll see it anytime soon with this game. There'll probably be some indie game on Steam that will probably do it at some point.
For dash pads, Sonic's equivalent of boost pads, and holding drifts with a dedicated shoulder.
DS is goated, okay? Like let's relax on the DS slander, okay? Let's not forget what DS did, okay? Let me check the Metacritic on that goated masterpiece. Look at that, 91 Metacritic must play, universal acclaim. Okay, don't play with this. Okay, speaking of which, we got the 64 decomp. I'm glad. DS needs to be next. I need my DS recomp. I want to play that shit on my Steam Deck OLED. Okay, like DS recomp. I'm looking forward to that one.
button that also charges up to 4 levels of boost. While jumping, flicking the left
fuck level is that? Hold on.
rings,
What
driving
level-
over
what
dash
was that?
pads, Sonic's equivalent of boost pads, and holding drifts with a dedicated shoulder button that also charges up
looks
to 4
flames.
levels of boost. While jumping,
That looks flames.
flicking the left analog stick pulls off exaggerated flips and spins. However, these are too easy to execute.
Marathon recomp stream when? Just so I can go live and the whole chat could be, why are you playing regular 06 and not P06? And then I have to explain myself. Flying Cast donated $1 and said, finished Tears of the Kingdom after 385 hours in the last 3 months. This game is coming out at the perfect time for me. Need a mind mushy racer. Mind mushy? I feel like that's a diss. You can't be dissing Sonic in this chat. The chat will come for you. Snaking kind of broke DS offline. You mean it broke online? But yeah, I mean the snaking thing was bad, but like that's the thing with modern games is you could just update shit. Like something like that, they would have patched that out in no time. But because it was, you know, they were new to online then, it just kind of happened and it was like, well, you gotta do it now. You know, I remember watching them snaking tutorials like, I'm gonna be just as good as these people on YouTube, like, you know. But, you know, it's just one of those things. You broke offline because you can't unlearn it. I mean, but the CPUs weren't even that hard though. Like, I barely had to snake when playing against CPUs. Like, I would just stay in first place by default. Maybe you snake a little bit just to get a bit of an extra lead, but I didn't have to be constantly snaking to beat the CPUs. I'll get blue shell like twice on the 3rd lap and still win without snaking. Like, it was that easy. Now, okay, if you wanted the 3 stars, the 3 stars in that game was crazy, so you might have to do a bit more. But yeah.
Cute. It's impossible to fail a trick. A penalty such as losing boost when failing to land would have at least added a sense of risk versus reward.
Yeah.
When chaining boosts together, the sense of speed is dizzying. However, even when racing on the higher difficulty speed settings, vehicles feel slow when not boosting. Turning on the dynamic
They
camera
feel
setting,
slow when not boosting because you ain't playing at 200cc. That's why. Okay, that's why they put that in there. So you wouldn't say that shit.
does help mitigate this by lowering the camera and widening the field of view. At times, the action can become too frenetic and chaotic, making it difficult to see what's going on, especially when power-ups are added to the mix. Weapons range from boxing gloves and giant bombs to throw at opponents, to tornadoes and shields that block attacks.
What the fuck course is this?
The good balance of offensive and defensive
This
items.
explains.
There's even a blue shell equivalent, with the King Boom Boo item homing onto the driver in first place. Like most kart racers, there is some obvious rubber banding, with racers slowing down and more powerful items being handed to you if you fall behind. Whereas Sumo Digital developed the last 3 Sonic racing games, Crossworlds is helmed by Sega's dedicated Sega team, in collaboration with the developer of the initial D arcade racers. The latter team's influence is clear. From the obnoxious race announcer to the pumping soundtrack by legendary Sonic composer Takahiro Kai, Crossworlds is unapologetically arcadey. It wouldn't look out of place in a bowling alley arcade cabinet next to Cruisin' Blast. With Sega also working on a
Floating Cast on $1 and said, we need fun casual races that you could just turn on and get a dopamine hit. I played through all the tracks in Kart 8 yesterday at 150 and it was fun yet a breeze. You need that as much as you need complex and technical games. Sonic needs to be simple fun. So what you're saying, Crossroads is too complex compared to Mario Kart? But I mean, like, honestly, the complexity of Crossroads is like mainly if you play online. Like if you were to play this offline with CPUs at low speed, it wouldn't even be that crazy. It would be pretty simple. You know, it's like, have you ever seen like a casual play like Crash Team Racing? They're not gonna use the drift boost. They're just gonna drive around and they'll still have fun. Now, if they go and play against their friend who's drift boosting and doing the crazy shit, then they're gonna feel left behind, which is, I guess, is why Mario Kart works so well, because even the good players are still capped at how good they can be next to their shit friends. But, you know, there has to be a balance between, like, the skilled players are winning most of the time, and also the shit players can still have fun and not feel like they're always losing. And that's how you get, like, that Mario Kart balance. If you go too much in one direction, you get something like, you know, where only the skilled players are winning and everyone else sucks, and then it doesn't have that casual advantage. Which is why you need the lower speeds and things like that. You have to have those things in the game, obviously. Mario Kart World was made for that audience, thus the straight lines. Was the straight lines there because they wanted to make it easier for a casual audience, or because of they wanted to do the whole free roam gimmick? You didn't enjoy World as much as Kart 8 or Crossworlds. Yeah, I mean, yeah, I still think Mario Kart 8 is better than Crossworlds, but I still think Mario Kart 8 is better than Mario Kart World. But Mario Kart World is still new. So, like, I would argue that Mario Kart World could be better than base Mario Kart 8 that came out on the Wii U. So, we need to see if Mario Kart World gets improved enough over time to stand next to 8 Deluxe. Because 8 Deluxe is like a refined, improved game over years and years and years. So, it's almost a bit unfair to compare base World to Mario Kart 8 Deluxe Complete Edition. Mario Kart World has a great game within it, but the main focus on how you're intended to play is bad. Yeah, I mean, Mario Kart World is one of those games where it's kind of like how I felt about Transformed. It's like, I played it, it seems good, it's not bad. Do I have an urge to go back and play it some more? No. That's the same way I felt about Transformed as how I feel about Mario Kart World. It's like, yeah, I guess it's a good racer. Do I have a burning urge to play more? No. When I played the Crossworlds closed beta, I was like, I need more of this. Like, I didn't get that feeling with Team Sonic Racing. I didn't get that feeling with Transformed. I didn't get that feeling with Mario Kart World. That feeling where you play it and you want to come back and do more is what makes these games sustainable in terms of like people coming back to them and putting hours and hours into them. I just think 8 Deluxe has better level design. I mean, 8 Deluxe is arguably the greatest car racer ever. You know, I mean, I'm still nostalgic for DS, so but 8 Deluxe is probably the best one. I still think base 8 was lacking too much shit, you know, but once they added all that content, it was undeniable what was in that game, you know. And it's a shame that we'll never get the 120 FPS boost for 8 Deluxe because they want us to focus on the new game, but it would have been great to get a 120 frames booster for 8 Deluxe on Switch 2. But alas, we'll have to wait until emulation. Isn't it already emulated by now? I don't know.
Taxi reboot. It's encouraging to see a big name publisher putting arcade racing.
And where is the Crazy Taxi reboot? Hurry the fuck up, Sega. Where's the reboot? Okay, stop wasting time. They had an open world Crazy Taxi gameplay leaked. I covered the leaked gameplay. I don't even think they took my shit down. I think it's still up. It's like they don't even care about the franchise anymore. You announced the whole fucking Crazy Taxi reboot. Gameplay dropped. I covered it months ago. And it still hasn't been taken down. It's like they're not even paying attention to it. At least if they took it down, I know they cared about the game enough to stop I covered that leak over a year ago. September 2024. And it's still up. They don't even care enough to take it down. They're not even paying attention. Where is my Crazy Taxi? Anyway.
Back into the limelight. Every track is a visual spectacle filled with animated backgrounds and giant monsters to avoid. It's like going on a theme park ride. One minute you're speeding through a shopping mall, the next you're hurtling under skeleton dinosaurs in a museum, alongside fan-favourite locations like Metal Harbor from Sonic Adventure 2. Tracks are well designed, featuring plenty of shortcuts, alternate routes and multiple levels, but they rarely challenge you. Some tracks bear more than a passing resemblance to Mario Kart though. E-Stadium looks eerily similar to Mario Kart Stadium, while
Mario, not
Mall
Mario,
might as well be a copy of Coconut Mall. Despite the hectic environments, performance is rock solid on PS5. On PS4, the frame rate appears to be downgraded to 30 FPS, with no performance mode option. While there are some visual
performance mode, bro, you on a PS4. Get the fuck on.
Particularly with the flatter water effects, the PS4 version compares surprisingly well to its PS5 counterpart. While the visuals are vibrant and detailed, there are concessions to accommodate the older hardware. Textures sometimes appear blurry, while background...
Yo, Slayer with the $5 donation. Thank you so much for your support. Do you think this game will have a honeymoon phase with basically a lot of multiplayer focused games? I mean, when it's new and everyone's online, it's gonna get more people playing it, just like any multiplayer game. And then the servers will die down a little bit. Maybe there hasn't been some new content in a while, and then it will slow down. And then they'll announce some new content, and people will come back on it. You know, it's not gonna be like GTA, like everyone's just playing it for a decade on end with no updates. Well, GTA got updates, but I mean, like, if they stop supporting it, then it will slow down. You know, it's natural. I hope we get multiple years of support though. I want them to support it. I want more tracks. I want more characters. You know, because that gives us a reason to come back. If like every 3 to 5 months we get some kind of track update, character update, that's a reason to boot it up if you haven't booted it up in some weeks or whatever. That's what I'm looking forward to.
Background elements such as spectators and jets flying overhead are rendered at a noticeably low frame rate, which makes the presentation look unpolished at times. Whereas Mario Kart World focuses on an open world map with connected tracks, allowing players to drive between locations, Sonic Racing Crossworlds Grand Prix are more traditional.
So he's saying Mario and not Mario, and then he's saying Grand Prix? What is Grand?
Players to drive between locations, Sonic Racing Crossworlds Grand Prix are more traditional. It starts with 6 cups to complete, each containing 3 separate, unconnected tracks. In a twist, the final cup race combines each circuit from the Grand Prix, with you racing in a different location each lap. However, mashing previous circuits together feels anticlimactic in favour of an epic original track for the finale. Getting 6 gold cups unlocks the bonus Egg Cup, with one standout track seeing you race through a car factory, racing over conveyor belts while dodging paint sprayers. Completing that unlocks a secret cup, featuring Kronos Island from Sonic Frontiers, North Star Islands from Sonic Superstars, and White Space from Sonic Generations. At launch, there are 24
from Shadow Generations
tracks, with more to be added in themed DLC packs. Once you've completed the Grand Prix, there's still plenty to...
So how does the DLC tracks work for online? Like, those who didn't buy it, they still gonna get access to the tracks, or like, how does that work?
Keep you in...
You say beta? That's actual British pronunciation though. Mario is not an official pronunciation of Mario anywhere in the world. No one says Grand Prix. It's grand.
Engaged.
Maybe French people say Grand Prix? I don't know, but like, is he French?
Alongside traditional time trials, the Race Park is a series of party games. Harking back to the cooperative gameplay in Team Sonic Racing, this mode teams you up with 3 other drivers in mini-games, where you must collect the most coins, tap the most teammates, or pass through the most dash pads. With team objectives reminiscent of Codemaster's forgotten arcade racer Onrush, the Race Park is a fun addition.
Hatsune Miku is a perfect opportunity to mod Elise onto a character. Like, the body type is already there. We need Elise. So modders, like, do your thing, please. Put Elise in the game. You know, on a hoverboard, preferably.
And that shines in split screen, which ran smoothly, by the way, in our...
Do you know what we need? Do you know what we need? We need, like, you know, the levels in 06 where Sonic is carrying Elise? We need Sonic carrying Elise on a hoverboard. That's what we need. We need Sonic carrying Elise on a... That's my main. That's gonna be my main. That would be crazy.
2-player test, or online multiplayer, supporting up to 12 players. Online matches can be set up with friends against AI, or online players, with a plethora of rule set options. However, power-ups can't be turned off if you want to have a more traditional competitive race.
Yeah, no option to turn off items is crazy though. Like, you can't do a no item like lobby or something like that. That's an oversight. They need to sort that out.
And inviting friends isn't intuitive initially, thanks to the clunky UI design. A rival system also adds replay value. Each race pits you against a rival character who taunts you.
I just realized Sonic's spines are struggling to go through the chair. Like, he's not supposed to be sitting in a chair with those spines, so it's just like going through it.
This gives characters distinct personalities, but the repeated dialogue during races...
How does Sonic ever sit in chairs? I didn't even think about this until now. Like, he's got fucking spines. He can't sit on chairs.
And get
he was
repetitive.
born for the hoverboard.
These characters are more aggressive and challenging to beat, but their difficulty can be reduced if they repeatedly defeat you. To give you an incentive, defeating them all unlocks Super Sonic as a playable character.
Ooh.
The Golden Hedgehog is one of 23 characters that form Sonic Racing Crossworlds roster at launch. Naturally, these include series mainstays like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and the deranged Dr. Eggman, alongside side characters.
Dr. Eggman? What the... I feel like he's just doing this to trigger me now. Like...
Sonic Racing Crossworlds
Eggman?
Roster at launch. Naturally, these include series mainstays like Sonic, Tails, Knuckles, Shadow, and the deranged Dr. Eggman, alongside side characters such as Amy Rose and the E123 Omega robot. Beyond the Sonic universe, Crossworlds also celebrates iconic Sega franchises, with Hatsune Miku, Yakuza's Ichiban Kasuga, and Joker from Persona 5 set to join the roster in free updates. Sega is also expanding the character roster with guest appearances from other franchises, including Minecraft, Pac-Man, SpongeBob, Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, and Avatar. However, these characters are restricted to a paid season pass, included in the Digital Deluxe Edition.
Oh yeah, Whales in the game, I forgot about that.
And will sadly lack voiceovers. It's also jarring to see SpongeBob in a Sonic-themed game, considering that he already stars
Pac-Man? What, Lily and Goober, you didn't know about the Pac-Man thing?
in Nickelodeon kart racers. Adding to the sense of progression, credits won in races can be spent on customizing your vehicle, a feature that its Nintendo competitor notably lacks. Whereas Mario Kart World's vehicles are preset, they are fully customizable in Sonic Racing Crossworlds, allowing you to mix and match outlandish front and rear body designs with custom wheels, paint jobs, decals, horns, and aura flame glow effects. Characters aren't tied to a specific vehicle this time either. If you've ever dreamed of driving Dr. Robotnik's Eggmobile with a giant drill on the front, as Sonic, you can now. Then there's the new gadget system. Here, you can create custom power-up loadouts that give you special abilities. These range from the ability to carry more weapons to starting the race with a speed boost. It's surprisingly versatile, encouraging you to experiment with gadgets and loadouts that suit your own playstyle. For example, if you want to be aggressive, you can equip a gadget that starts you in a monster truck, knocking rivals in your path out of the way for a short time.
Why would anyone use a gadget that takes up 3 slots
that starts you
to start the race of the monster truck? Who cares how you start? You're gonna get bombarded with power-ups. By the time you get to lap 2, it's gonna be useless, okay? Like, you need something that's actually gonna keep helping you on all 3 laps. That sounds like something that a kid would pick.
In a monster truck, knocking rivals in your path out of the way for a short time. Alternatively, if you enjoy drifting, equipping a charge kit increases your drift gauge faster, which can be paired with a special ability that spins your vehicle while drifting to take out opponents. Gadgets can be stored in up to 6 slots, which gradually unlock. To keep everything balanced, more powerful weapons take up 3 slots, while weaker power-ups take up 1
monster truck should have taken more than 1 slot at the most.
2 slots. It all adds strategic depth to the racing. There is no denying that Mario Kart set the blueprint for kart racing. As a result, any game that follows will inevitably be compared to it. With all that in mind, many players will be wondering if Sonic Racing Crossworlds is better than Mario Kart World. The answer depends on your preference. Mario Kart World is larger in scope, with more polished presentation and weightier vehicle handling, but Sonic Racing Crossworlds surpasses its rival in many ways, with its deeper customization and enough interesting ideas to set it apart. It plays like a pure 1990s arcade racer, though its exhausting intensity may not appeal to everyone. Both games complement each other, like chips and ketchup. It doesn't quite reach the same heights as All-Stars Transformed, but Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a solid return to form for the series, and a worthy alternative to Mario Kart World. It's fun, frantic, and over the top, just as every kart racer should be. With Kirby Air Riders also launching on Switch 2 later this year, kart racing is having a resurgence.
A worthy alternative to Mario Kart World. Reduced to just an alternative to Mario Kart World.
So
the Metacritic increased? Hold the phone, let me see. Oh, it was at 82 before. Ooh, 83. Watch out, Mario Kart. Watch out. I mean, we got, 46 reviews. Mario Kart's got 130. I mean, look, it could still change. Like, I'm not saying it goes up to 87, but like, I mean, you know, one could hope, right? One could hope. Let's see what we got. Recently added. CG Magazine, COG Connected, Games Radar. What's the lowest score, actually? Let me see. No negative reviews. Okay. For a Sonic game? We're doing well, I guess. Mixed reviews. The lowest, okay, one person gave a 6. While it gets played in fundamentals right, the dimension hopping, character and some of the extra modes don't quite stick the landing. Isn't the best karting game in 13 years from Transformed. Please. A Transformed Glazer is dissing Crossworlds? Relax. Know your place. Okay. Relax over there. D the Degenerate donated $2 and said Sonic might actually beat Mario at the Game Awards. Look, first of all, Mario don't even be winning the Game Awards like that. They save that for the big boy games. But what is Game of the Year this year? I have not been gaming like that this year. So what are the Game of the Year contenders this year?
Pixel is run by a group of gamers providing independent gaming coverage through news, reviews, previews, and more. Check out our Patreon.
What's the next thing we got on here?
Will you be picking up Sonic Racing Crossworlds or sticking to Mario Kart? Maybe you want to try both. Let us know down in the comments below.
Oh, that's the one we're watching. Okay, so we got this one, Games Radar on Push Square. Alright, let's go through these two then. Expedition 33, Silk Song. Yeah, I have not followed anything that's coming out really. I heard about Silk Song, but I haven't played it yet. I've been so out of touch. I've been like so busy this year. It's crazy.
Sonic Racing Cross.
I'm just waiting for, at this point, I'm waiting for GTA next year if it comes out. I'm waiting on my Crazy Taxi reboot. Nakil donated £2 and said Tails Channel has proper Supersonic gameplay. Yeah, we actually watched that. Well, we watched 2 tracks. There's more tracks in there. We'll get back to that. But I want to finish these reviews first because I want to see what the opinions are saying of the critics.
Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a slick, ambitious...
I should have done a counter, like how many seconds before they bring up Mario Kart in each review. I should have tracked it.
Racer, with loads of tracks primed and ready for future licensed crossovers. At first, too slow, and then suddenly extremely fast, the racing lacks finesse, but it gets better as you play. A strong offering that's compulsively playable, but a bit grindy in single player and not quite S tier on the track. With Nintendo having just shown how it thinks karting is done, with Mario Kart World being...
How many seconds was that?
On the track. With
22 seconds.
Nintendo having just shown how it thinks karting is done, with Mario Kart World being so very fresh in the mind, Sonic Team has its work cut out to make Sonic Racing Crossworlds a success. When the kart racing subgenre is perhaps the most universally playable of all racing games, you'd expect it to be immediately fun when you start to play. But this actually isn't. It takes a couple of hours to really start enjoying it, but it certainly gets better the further you get from the starting grid.
A couple of hours? Maybe it took you a couple of hours to get good. Expo.
Whether it's Disney
Is that Eggman's SA1 theme?
Speedstorm or indeed Garfield Kart, most karters have you picking a favorite character from all the represented series to tear it up on the tracks using offensive and defensive items, all while enjoying series references and cameos. In Sonic Racing Crossworlds, however, the relationship is a little strange. Outside of the blue blur, representation of other Sega series is limited, not even knights wearing a flag. This isn't yet a Sega All-Stars game in the slightest. So those expecting the thrills of the all-timer Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed that had racers drifting around exploding skies of Arcadia levels and rocketing down Jet Set radio stages may begin disappointed. Instead of tracks themed on Panzer Dragoon or Knights into Dreams, you only get modern Sonic-themed tracks. Almost as if 1998 Sonic Adventure was the first Sonic game to exist. That's actually a problem, because a lot of the 2000 Sonic games' reputations are questionable, and love for them isn't exactly universal. And with a 12-kart grid comprising bosses from Sonic Lost World on Wii U, Cream the Rabbit from Sonic Adventure 2 on Game Boy Advance...
We know that was a mistake, but like, come on, like, the editor, no one saw that one, like... No one saw that one.
Sonic Lost World on Wii U, Cream the Rabbit from Sonic Adventure 2 on Game Boy Advance, and Espio and Friends from Sonic Heroes, though of course I know they technically appeared on 32X first in...
Oh, you want to flex your 32X knowledge, but you were saying Cream the Rabbit from Sonic Adventure 2 on the Game Boy Advance, okay. Now you're trying to flex on us, okay.
Chaotix. It's a bewildering band of rather niche characters on less than iconic tracks. More Sega and Atlas characters are coming in October, so the focus will widen soon as more monthly characters are released across free updates and paid DLC. But right now, you might balk at the choice of content. These misfits do at least talk to each other properly, which makes a big difference.
Talk about Omega, put some respect on Meg's name.
Reference to how the game feels. There's a big emphasis on rivalry, so before races, the characters talk to each other with commendable scripting that references previous run-ins. They also shout out little sound bites as they race, like Sonic mentioning how great the chocolate sundaes are in Appetize from Sonic Unleashed. While some
Did he say appetize?
Like Sonic mentioning how great the chocolate sundaes are in Appetize from Sonic Unleashed. While
Is that appetose? Is it appetize?
they race, like Sonic mentioning how great the chocolate sundaes are in Appetize from Sonic Unleashed. While some voice clips are overused, how many times must we hear Espio talk about being a leaf on the wind? Generally, it's all well voiced.
I don't know about all. But I know there's a Rocky Road goat in
On
there
the
that got
track,
his Rocky
the
Roads
driving's
nerfed.
decent, but not amazing. Basic control of your car is simple enough, if a bit slow to begin with, and features a drift button
slow. You're playing on.
you hold down to charge 3 levels of boost. However, you can't take every corner flat out, which is annoying.
Everyone says a Poto's different. I say a Potos.
At first, as you clatter along the guardrail on the outside of turns, dropping rings in your wake. Knowledge of the racing line will actually help you here, which is rare for a kart racer.
How
And
many times supposed to be hear Mario exclaim "Wahoo"? Yeah, I mean, when you put it that way, I mean, yeah, they are being harsh. Like, there's no such thing as too much Rocky Road. Zaz could say Rocky Road 50 times in a lap, and it would still not be enough. Okay. So I don't know what this guy's talking about.
Killing a sequence of corners feels genuinely great. There is a start line rev counter minigame where you aim for the green segment to get a boost stat, just like in Disney Speedstorm. Rings work like Mario
Just like
Kart's
a
coins
Disney
too.
Speedstorm. Wasn't that from the initial D arcade game? Apparently they say we're copying Disney Speedstorm now. We're not even copying Mario Kart anymore, we're copying Disney.
Only you can collect 100 or sometimes more to increase your top speed. Collecting them doesn't otherwise count towards anything, which is odd. Instead, you collect Domper tickets, which are awarded for ticking off various criteria like beating a rival, collecting the most items, or finding all 5 red star tokens in a single race. The
Red Star tokens?
shop lets you buy kart decals and upgrades.
Marshall donated $2 and said, I don't think you'll like GTA 6. I love Rockstar, GTA, and Red Dead are masterpieces, but I don't think you'll be the type of person it will grab judging by your taste in games. Well, I mean, I like previous GTA games, so I don't see why I wouldn't like GTA 6. You know, will it be my favorite game ever made? No, obviously. That spot's reserved. But I will enjoy it.
And there's a friendship feature where you can gift tokens.
Plus, you guys only see the games that I stream. You don't see the games that I don't stream. Which, I think people forget that sometimes.
To a character to unlock various levels of prizes like decals and player titles for displaying online.
I like Zaz because Sega never gave up on him. They were right to not give up on him. His whole career was waiting for this moment in Sonic Racing Crossworlds where he could become the GOAT of Rocky Road. Okay? This was his moment. Like the Rebecca Black song.
But as with Sonic
Not the
and
one
All-Stars
everyone knows,
Racing
but a
Transformed,
different song.
there are sections on each track that let you take to the sky or drive a boat. Some of these sections are optional, or can be extended past the first vehicle change gate, which is nice. The flight controls are excellent and easy to get to grips with, but the boats are cumbersome when turning tight corners. You can charge up a Hydro Thunder-esque jump out of the water,
It's
too,
Hydro Thunder!
which is necessary for collecting all the red star tokens and for hitting shortcuts. The water effects are great, especially when rushing down the rapids towards a dinosaur-filled jungle, complete with a view over the tree canopy at the start. The game certainly knows how to make a spectacle. There's also a perk system of gadgets that expands as you complete races, where you can add special traits like a 4th level of drift boost, increase the chances of attack power-ups, or start the race with a monster truck, which is the equivalent of Mario Kart's invincibility star. It's fun to manage the available slots on your ever-expanding gadget plate, and you can save several...
Apparently the monster truck is Mario Kart's invincibility stuff. I mean, invincibility, that wasn't invented by Mario Kart. I mean, it might have been invented by Nintendo. I don't know. Invincibility, maybe they did it first, but not in Mario Kart either way. Invincibility is just a thing that existed before Mario Kart was a thing.
Different loadouts for quick access, which works well. After a while, it becomes clear that the single-player experience is all about beating your rival, who will zoom off ahead of you in the first 2 laps. The rival is chosen for you before each race, though you can switch to someone else if
F-Zero SNES didn't have invincibility. Yeah, but Mario 1 had invincibility in the 80s. So, I don't know why they would have said Mario Kart in specific.
you prefer, and also raise or lower their skill level, though that
like a
affects the
Mega
amount of
Mushroom.
reward.
Yeah, I guess, but the monster truck is faster than your base speed, right? Mega Mushroom is, I guess, somewhat faster than your... I don't... Depends on the game. Some games it feels like the Mega Mushroom is not much faster. Other games it feels a lot faster.
When you beat them. You have to beat all 23 rivals to unlock Super Sonic, who is predictably impervious to attacks and thus can't be used online. But it does make finishing up the rest of the game that much easier. It took me some 13 hours to win every Grand Prix on every speed level. Though like Mario
You don't have to do every speed level, right?
Kart, you don't have to play slower speeds if you can win faster ones, and to collect all 5-star coins on every track.
Okay, so we just play on 200cc. It's not going to take no 13 hours.
After that, all that's left is removing the Domper ticket icon from every Grand Prix you've retried, and try to get the Cup with Handles icon by winning outright. That took me to about 17 hours, which didn't yield any further rewards except my own satisfaction.
17 hours, so that's half that for an actual Sonic fan playing it, so that's like 8.5 hours. That's not too bad.
Not even a PlayStation trophy, though that might come when the 2 grayed out Grand Prix are added in a few weeks. It must be said, the experience does start to get samey as you replay Grand Prix to do all of this. The grind is real, but at the same time, you do enter a sort of trance state, starting to perfect your driving and item use, and it's always enjoyable enough. I've had a lot of fun just careening through lines of rings, flipping over every jump, and absolutely smashing up the opposition as Super Sonic. It's important to note that the initial 3 speed tiers are all quite slow, but when you unlock the 4th speed class, Super Sonic Speed, suddenly the game is extremely fast. The 3rd tier should really have been somewhere between the two, because the leap is incredibly pronounced and makes the old fastest tier seem sedate. But it's a welcome literal change of pace as you start to become over familiar with how the game works. Despite the speed, the racing never...
So how much do you have to do to unlock the 4th tier of speed, the 200cc? Like, what do you have to do to unlock it? Because I hope they don't make you do too much shit, because I want to get straight to it.
Feels as chaotic as Nickelodeon Kart Racers 3 or Disney Speedstorm, but certainly more frantic than Mario Kart World or 8 Deluxe. So, what of the Crossworlds hook? It's a nice idea, reminiscent of Ratchet & Clank's world hopping on PS5. At the end of the first lap, the leader gets to choose either a different set track to race for lap 2, or a random world. The transition is impressively seamless, except if you fire a weapon that should land on the other side of the portal, because it doesn't. The variety is cool, and returning to the original world for the final lap comes with some exciting changes to the environment, like museum exhibits coming to life, or new portals opening up granting access to hidden star tokens that makes it feel like the race continues to evolve. But these mid-race excursions are not the only use of the Crossworlds idea. Locked away at launch are tracks and characters from different intellectual properties, namely Minecraft and SpongeBob SquarePants. This gives Sega the ability to keep adding to the game over time, crossing over with other game worlds and bringing in fans from non-Sega franchises. Hopefully there'll be more Sega series added too, because levels like the Afterburner Carrier from Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed are sorely missed here. It's nice in a way to just focus on Sonic at launch, but without Green Hill Zone or Chemical Plant, it does feel like classic Sonic has just been retconned at this point.
No one gives a fuck about the... Where's our Green Hill and Chemical Plant? We haven't seen it in a while. And meanwhile, a while is like a year. Chill the fuck out, okay?
Missed here. It's nice in a way to just focus on Sonic at launch, but without Green Hill Zone or Chemical Plant, it does feel like classic Sonic has just been retconned at this point. Surely that won't be forever. From a technical...
We know it won't be forever, don't worry. It definitely won't be forever, okay?
Standpoint, this game runs perfectly on the base PS5, without any slowdown or noticeable draw-in, resulting in a very good-looking game. It isn't always beautiful, however, with some of the art style looking a bit naff, and it arguably doesn't look as good as Mario Kart World overall, even with the extra power of PS5, nor is it as obviously wonderful as Sonic and All-Stars Racing Transformed, which is essentially a Sonic version of Outrun 2. So you might want to try before you buy. Sonic Racing Crossworlds is good, but before more content is added, it's tough to recommend the entry price. This is a very playable, well-designed racer that should only get better with time. It's not quite as convincing as Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, nor as polished and over-the-top as Disney Speedstorm, though at least...
I don't understand the Disney Speedstorm glaze. I played that shit, it was mid, okay? Relax. God.
This one isn't obsessed with loot and microtransactions. It's just as Sonic himself would declare after a celebratory breakdance and freeze in pose. Yeah, not bad. We give Sonic Racing Crossworlds 4 stars out of 5.
Wait, all that shit and you gave it an 8 out of 10? God damn, that was the meanest 8 out of 10 I had in my life. Man, who needs low score reviews when you could get high score reviews like this? The fuck? I was expecting at least like a 6 out of 10. Dude was ripping this shit to shreds. Gave it an 8 out of 10. Alright then. We got one left from Push Square.
Hello everyone, Aaron here from Push Square with Stephen Tailby's review of Sonic Racing Crossworlds. Let's see if this one's worth checking out in our PS5 review. Sonic's aptitude for speed makes him a perfect candidate for a racing game, but it's fair to say that his motorsports career has been through some highs and lows over the years. Sonic Racing Crossworld feels like a concerted effort to get the spin-off series back on course, and while it isn't perfect, it's probably the strongest kart racer from Sega in a long time. Now before we get into the bells and whistles that make the game.
So Riders, do we still consider that a kart racer? Like, I know like it's in that kind of party racer kind of field, but like it's not a regular racing game. Is it really a kart racer? I don't know. Like, it's a racer. Because they lump it in with the car races when they compare it to other games. They don't compare it to, like, Burnout and Need for Speed. It's not there. But it's also not the same as, like, the Mario Kart clones either. It's like the biracial racer, you know? Somewhere in between, you know?
Unique, we want to focus on the core driving. The racing itself is a lot of fun.
It has items and stuff, it probably can't. Yeah, but the items are so not that big of a focus in Riders that you kind of like, I mean, the main items you want are the rings so you can level up your boost and the fuel. Like, you're not really like, oh, I'm about to get this red shell and attack someone in front of me. The best attack is just boosting into someone until you attack them. It's got some items, but I've never lost a race in Riders and thought, man, the items really fucked me over. If I lose a race in Riders, because I was just slacking, you know?
Nicely pitched for all ages and skill levels to engage with the action. The driving feels great pretty much across the board, with fun drifting that you can chain together for larger boosts, and a good sense of speed even on the lower speed levels. It's best driving on land, boat and flight form can sometimes feel a little less responsive, but are still generally decent. At a fundamental level then, this feels like a success to us, with races feeling nimble and chaotic in exactly the way you'd expect from a kart racer. Higher speeds feel particularly good because they ask a little more from you than higher speeds.
Did Zavok just transform into Hatsune Miku? What the fuck?
Particularly good because they ask a little more from you than normal. You'll actually have to take your foot off because the way you'd expect from a kart racer. Higher speeds feel particularly good because they ask a little more from you than normal. You'll actually have to take your foot off the accelerator to make it round a kart.
I'm not tripping, right? Like
racer. Higher speeds.
That's a warp ring. It's an item that warps you ahead to another racer's spot. Damn, so you could be in second place and someone gets a fucking power up and then you switch with some person who's in 10th? Man, that shit will piss me the fuck off. I'm about to win a race and my character switches to Hatsune Miku and I'm like at 10th. The fuck out of here, man. What the fuck? You don't switch? Savage just got squished. Oh. I thought it was like a switcheroo. I was about to say, imagine you're about to win a race and then the warp pipe comes out and it's like, psych, Freaky Friday, you're at the back now. Like, I would throw something.
Feel particularly
if that was how it played.
Because they ask a little more from you than normal. You'll actually have to take your foot off the accelerator to make it round certain corners smoothly, and bumping into walls and other cars robs you of some precious speed boosting rings. So clean, skillful driving is actually rewarded. But as mentioned, Crossworlds builds on its solid core with some neat additions that elevate it even further. The titular
Wacky
Crossworlds
Wednesdays.
gimmick.
Speaking of wacky races, did they ever make a video game for that? Because like that show was goated. Did they ever get a game? Or like did they just never capitalize on that? Because a Wacky Races game Sounds like something they should have done. It did get a game. NES. Ugh. So nothing in the 3D era. Game Boy Color. Damn. PS1. They had a PS1. They got DS. Okay, people are just mentioning consoles now. Like, did they get that many games? Let me see. Okay, 2000 on Game Boy Color, PS1. Let me just see images. Okay, yeah, they got a game. Something 3-dimensional. Okay. I need to take a look at that because I need to play that. Man, there was one on DS? I would have totally gone to DS Wacky Races if I knew about it. Dreamcast had it. Damn, I didn't even know. That's crazy. Anyway, back to the Sonic before everyone gets mad at me.
Sees the second lap of each race take place in an entirely different environment. The racer in first place chooses
racing
between
games on
two
NES
courses
are kind
to
of
warp to, and suddenly
NES
you're transported somewhere else, returning to the original course for lap 3. It's a fun idea that's actually executed quite well. There's a solid number of tracks based on Sonic games, old and new, and the cross-world aspect means even more are included.
It's
even
a
if they're not
platformer?
full circuits.
Wacky Racing? What kind of platform was that? Isn't it supposed to be a racing thing?
Well, of course, you're going to see repeats after a while. They do ensure that every race offers some variance. Affecting the game more profoundly, however, is the extent...
If we're getting multiple skins for characters in this game, though, give me 06 Eggman. I want Eggman not so eggy. Okay, the fuck?
...extensive customization, including a new gadget system. The game doubles down on this aspect, giving you a ton of options for how you want your vehicle to look and behave. Each character has their own specialization and base stats, and beyond that, your choice of kart has a dramatic...
Yeah, I ain't risking no mods until like after the first at least 2 to 4 weeks. If I don't touch the mods, then I'll wait 2 to 4 weeks and see if people are crying online that they got banned for using mods. If I don't see anyone cry for like getting banned for using mods, then I'll start using mods, because I don't know how Sega's gonna be with the online. To see anyone using any kind of mod and then just get trigger happy with the ban button, even if it's not a cheat, even if it's just cosmetic or like a voice, I can't risk that.
Impact on these parameters. You can also choose individual parts, with each affecting your stats as well. There are plenty of cosmetic customization options too, but it's the gadgets that can really make a meaningful difference. Gadgets are essentially perks that you equipped, and each one has a unique property that changes up the gameplay in all sorts of ways. There are dozens to choose from, allowing you to create some interesting loadouts that lean into particular playstyles.
That'd
For
be crazy.
example, you can hone in
I mean, if we're
on...
putting Jim Carrey in the game, you gotta put the mask in the game, though. That would be crazy. The mask with a sleek green hoverboard, that would be crazy.
Picking up rings, making it so collecting them gives you a small speed boost. You can also speed up how quickly your boost charges up, prioritize specific weapons, make air tricks faster to perform, and so much more. It's a really flexible system that's worth experimenting with to find a set of gadgets that works best for you. We will say that some feel much more useful than others. For example, after playing with one that gives you a small boost when you collide with other racers, we're not sure that we can go back. The base roster is 23 Sonic characters, with more joining the cast in the form of free and premium DLC. These extra characters double down on the Crossworlds theme. Multiple non-Sonic racers from other Sega franchises and beyond are coming post-launch. It should make for a robust and diverse list once all is said and done, but it is a shame that these characters won't have any voiceover, especially as the Sonic cast is pretty talkative. The rival system makes this more pronounced. Before each event, you're assigned a rival racer who will pose a stronger challenge than the rest of the pack. What's more is they'll trash talk you even during races, motivating you a little bit more to claim first place. It's a small thing, but gives you a fun secondary goal during a Grand Prix. Speaking of which, Grand Prix are very much the core of the single player experience, offering a series of 8 cups with more coming post-launch. Winning them all... on each speed level feels like a rite of passage in kart racers, and it's satisfying to do so here. Beyond that is the self-explanatory time trial as well as race park. Here you can create custom races, even changing race rules and which items and Crossworlds can appear. But there are also a series of interesting event types to explore. Most of these divide the 12 racers into teams, and while racing is still the core, they add some extra objectives on top. For example, being the team with the most rings or the team that hits opponents with weapons the most. These are fairly entertaining alternatives to just pure races, probably best suited for multiplayer. When it all comes together, the result is a versatile kart racer that prioritizes fun factor above all else. Having said that, there are one or two things that let it down a little bit. Firstly, the wide range of unlockable customization options is somewhat neutered by the relatively slow pace at which you earn in-game currency. You can earn tickets as you play, and you spend them on vehicle parts, cosmetics, and can even gift them to characters for even more rewards. Unfortunately, the rate that you get these feels quite slow. If you want absolutely everything, be prepared for a grind. The other issue we have is with the visuals. Now, by and large, the game looks good and runs perfectly well on PS5, running at a locked 60 frames per second in performance mode. However, excess amounts of blur can appear during races, and it seriously muddies the image quality. The game is already visually quite noisy, with so much going on around you at any given time, so throwing a thick layer of blur on top of it is a bit much. Some small gripes aside though, Sonic Racing Crossworlds is a rock-solid kart racer that carves its own path. The dimension hopping races are fun, varied and fast, and the robust customization allows players to really take...
So how does Switch 1 even do the Crossworld feature? Because I'm pretty sure Switch 1... I mean, it has flash storage, but it wasn't fast enough to do that Ratchet and Clank shit though, was it? Like, how are they even doing that on Switch 1?
Tinker with how the game feels. With energetic action, a good range of race types, and plenty of post-launch content on the way, this is an entertaining entry for casual players and hardcore Sonic fans alike. We're giving Sonic Racing Crossworlds an 8 out of 10.
Okay.
Thanks everyone for checking out Steven's review of Sonic Racing Crossworlds.
It's a static image. Yeah, but even the fact that it loads a separate track in time. Like, I'm guessing they must preload it, but then there's a random one too. I'm guessing it's not really random. They probably pre-selected the random one so that the Switch can have it preloaded.
Do you plan to pick this one up on PlayStation 5? Let me know down in the comments below, and while you're there, remember to like the video and subscribe.
Man, they already got PS6 videos. Shit, like, the fuck? PS6 already?
Channel for more PlayStation video content just like this. Anyway, thanks so much for stopping by, and until next time, I've been Aaron, and this has been Push Square.
I didn't get enough hours of sleep. I need something more peaceful. 30-minute version, please. So what's the moral of the story? Make good game, get good score. I think that's the moral of the story. Something I've noticed is these games reviewers needed more. There was a few good ones in there, but a lot of them felt like they were reading scripts. You know. But, you know. Only 1 point ahead of Transformed. Well, how many reviews did Transformed get? Transformed only got 38 critic reviews. Crossworlds already got 47. That means that Crossworlds is already more popular. More people are actually reviewing it. But yeah, Crossworlds is gonna be bigger than Transformer clearly. As for whether it stays above 82, we'll see, I guess. But yeah, 360 got 82, PS3 got 82, 3DS got 63, damn. Even the Vita got higher than 3DS. Wii U got 70. This thing was on everything. They put that on everything. But yeah. How do I think Air Riders is gonna score? I got no idea how that's gonna score. I have no Kirby Metacritic knowledge whatsoever. Kirby Air Ride got a 61. It seems critics are not big fans of hoverboards. Too complicated for them, it seems. Because the GOAT Sonic Riders got a 55. And Zero Gravity, which they butchered to make it easy so the critics would like it, only got 1 more point. So what was the point of that? The user scores are equal on Riders and Zero Gravity, which leads me to believe that a bunch of people don't know how to review games. Because how has Zero Gravity got the same score as Riders when Riders is clearly better? I don't know. Beats me. Air Ride's not a good game in my opinion, but hopefully the new one fixes the issue. I never played Air Ride. I don't think I played Air Ride. The new one looks fine from a gameplay perspective, but my god, it looks so fucking graphically dated. Even for Nintendo standards, it looks like a Switch 1 game, but it's a Switch 2 exclusive. It's actually annoying. Like, I get that Nintendo's not known for graphics, but like, it looks like a Switch 1 game, but it's a Switch 2 exclusive, so I'm gonna judge it like a Switch 2 exclusive. Am I gonna watch all the Cops gameplay? The game's coming out in 4 days. I feel like I don't need to watch every single Cop gameplay when I'm about to play it.
Here's a recap of what's going on.
I thought that was Roger for a sec. Sonic Prime characters. They just dropped everything. They just dropped everything. Okay, Super Sonic. I'll spoil myself with Super Sonic. Because that's Super Sonic. That I will spoil myself on that because I want to see Super Sonic.
Yeah, let's race.
I forgot it was Roger. My bad.
I can't let it go like this. I've got to up my game.
Up your nigga, you racing against Super Sonic. You ain't gonna win shit. Okay, you're Tails. You can barely race against Sonic. You can barely race against Sage.
Let's go.
Man. Whatever happened to behold the power of the Chaos Emeralds?
No problem. I can still do this.
Does Super Sonic even need the board though? Wasn't the whole point that Super Sonic don't need the board? Maybe I'm tripping. Okay, let me see. Let's go back to the mecha and compare. Okay, no, he used the board in Riders. Okay, he used the board in Riders. Alright. I could have sworn he didn't use the board. I thought he didn't use the board. I really thought he didn't use the board. No, okay, when he boosts, he doesn't use the board. But then he uses, okay, he uses the board. He uses the board, okay. It's only when he boosts that he doesn't use the board. Why did I think he didn't use the board then? I don't know. My brain was going somewhere else there. It's just when he's boosted that he doesn't use the board. Yeah, okay. Anyway, back to this. I'm thinking Sonic R. Well, I mean Sonic R, no one uses the board. In Zero Gravity doesn't use the board? Maybe it's that, I don't know. Free Riders, he doesn't use the board.
No, this is humiliating.
Oh, don't worry, Tails. It's not humiliating. We don't expect you to do well anyway. Something about the power of Super Sonic combined with the Roger Sonic voice. It's not convincing me that he's super, even though he's like clapping everyone. Like, I'm expecting a BBE joke and not like the power of the Chaos Element. So apparently it's so OP you can't use it online. This is for like your baby brother to use when he sucks so much of the game that you're gonna be playing a screen of rabbit and still beat him.
Oh yeah, good. Good, nice.
Even a slice of this does nothing. I mean, this would be pointless to have online anyway.
Good, nice.
What the fuck was that? See the way it was boosting around right there? What the? He gets the first boost like instantly. You see that? How the fuck did he do that? That is crazy. That's like some snaking level shit if you could do that online. Wonder if it's actually faster. It has to be faster. Bradley, just in time. Supersonic, that's your main. You might have a chance at winning.
I tried so hard though.
Oh, don't cry, Tails. Maybe next time. Sonic is like Ricky Flame. Sonic is like Ricky Flame, like those of you who remember iCarly when it was wrestling against those children, like it's like Supersonic beating Tails and then celebrating. Nigga, you was Supersonic. That was Tails. The fuck did you think was gonna happen? It's like a car beating a bike in a race. Like, duh. Like it was Tails. Anyway. I don't think I have the energy to read all these reviews. I don't have the energy, so we're gonna end it there. Game Reactor gave it a 7. Twisted Voxel, I don't see a score here. Oh, this is just about the promotional post. God, pop-ups. I think we already saw a video equivalent to this one anyway. 8 out of 10. This is GameSpot. We already saw that video. Kotaku. This is from August, so that's old. Games Radar. I think we saw that video. Slow and confusing at first. Up the CC. That's on you. What did they score it? Inflation aside, okay. I don't see a score. This is just the Twitter page. Oh, this is the brand. They got Samsung in this bitch. Asus, Air Asia. They got a bunch of MSI, Lenovo Legion. Yeah, like these are like decals and shit. No IGN video. I checked that page, I didn't see it. I don't see it here. So, I need to watch that Galaxy video. We talked about the jukebox. Time trial records of user settings changed will not be transformed. Oh, this is interesting. Open network test results. So 0.2% of people made it to Legend, 0.7 to A, 2.6 to B, 11.5 to C. I think I got to C before I stopped playing. 32.7 in D, and then the rest in E. They showed us some gameplay from some stages. The Crystal Mine is pretty good. What else did they show? The most selected Crossworlds. Well, we don't really get to pick those. Well, the first player gets to pick them. Silver the Goat. Most equipped gadgets, of course, was Air Trick Expert. I told you Trick Mastery is goated. I said it. You know, level 1 and 2 quick charge, obviously. Which one is Air Trick Bounty and Boost Tuner? I don't remember which ones those are, but interesting enough. Coral Town, another track. I like this track. Top character was Sonic Shadow, then Sonic, then Jet, then how is Tails a top character? All the characters there, Tails was a top character. Fastest E-Stadium time, 2 minutes 7. Top vehicle, Shadow's vehicle. Top track, Potos. Top crossbow, Dragon Road. Seems like there's a lot of Unleashed fans. Someone said they were shocked that a cart took the top spot over Extreme Gear. Yeah, I mean, this thing called casuals. They love the carts. E-Stadium, Mystic Jungle, Colorful Mall. Cream and Cheese? God. You people be picking the most random characters. Cream and Cheese? Really? Blaze, maybe? I don't know. Like, modern Sonic, but with the proportions of classic Sonic. I don't know what this is, but you can deck it on your vehicle if you like that. Blizzard Valley. Oh yeah, this looks slick. This looks slick.
Ho ho! Hey, it's me, King Don Potchauser from King Don Auto Group, and I'm going fast to let you know about the great deals happening this month.
Okay then.
Go look at this stuff.
Anyway, I think that's it. I can't believe those wacky races on the Dreamcast, and I didn't know about that shit. I'm kind of mad now. Like, how did that slip by my childhood? How the fuck did that slip by my childhood? That's crazy. I'm kind of mad about that. I could have had a child playing wacky races on the Dreamcast. That's crazy, man. I'm kind of pissed about that. I didn't know about it? Maybe the Metacritic scores are bad and I can make myself feel better, because that's kind of pissed me off. 64, but I mean, Riders had a lower score. You know, we'll see. I need to play that. But yeah, I think that's pretty much it. I need to watch this after the stream ends, so I'm trying to end the stream so I can watch this Galaxy overview trailer, because that might be some interesting shit. Zaz is goated. Don't play with the Rocky Road goat. Anyway, watch it on stream. That's not the Sonic. We don't do that over here. The game coming out. Sonic Racing Crossworlds main theme drop. What? It's Sonic Race? That song? Yeah, that's okay. That's cool. The game comes out 22nd, so that's Monday or Tuesday. So yeah. See you then. I think we'll probably do single player on the first stream, probably not online. And then second stream will probably be online. After that, we could do like a stream with viewers, you know, something like that. Are people interested in like one-on-one races? Maybe I gotta like a system, like small donation, you get a one-on-one race, you know. Otherwise, I'll just race with viewers normally or something. If some people have a bone to pick with me. You said something mean about CD. I want to beat you in a race. Yeah, and we can sort something out. Someone said Crossworld theme greater than Green Light Ride. The bait is so bait that I'm not even mad. Anyway. Like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell. More content coming soon to the channel. But, yeah, man. That's all I have to say right now. So, Remy out.